The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, December 18th, 2023, brought to you by Verizon. The program starts now.
Football!
Happened in a big way, huh? The Bills smacked the Cowboys right in the mouth. The Niners and the Ravens continue to be dominant, and don't look now. Are they still the brand new Lions? Massive NFL weekend. Obviously, we'll chit-chat about all of it. Adam Schefter will be joining us in about 29 minutes to give us the most information that he has on every situation brewing around the league. Like what's going on with Tony Cutlets. Sam Howell was benched for Jacoby Brissett. What does that mean for the future? Who knows? We'll have questions. He'll have answers, hopefully. We'll also be joined by Fred Warner today.
Wow.
Yeah, around 3-ish Eastern Standard Time. Could be 2:40. We're hoping 2:45. Could be 3. Obviously, they're on the left coast. The time is a little bit different. He has a lot of stuff to do. But Fred Warner and this Niners team continues to be absolutely dominant. Just like how they looked last year going into the playoffs, they look this year going into the playoffs. Brock Purdy even had a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
Oh, no, is this guy going to be out? Is this the end of this whole thing? No, he came back in one play.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, go ahead, do your thing. I'm going to get back in here. Can't wait to talk to Fred. Also, we'll be reading overreaction tweets from all around X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, as the number one trend this morning was hashtag I don't want to overreact, but it's a fun day. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. You got the drafts on because you want a little zoomed out high point of view, or what are you thinking there?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. You know, you want to look at this thing in an entire photo. You don't want to look at it just as week 15. You want to look at it as a whole, and I feel like the drafts kind of do that on their day-to-day basis, and that's something I'm trying to do, not just in football, but in life, Pat.
People are saying that the drafts are a good-looking animal, cute animal.
Yeah.
Obviously weird that that's how they were built, but that's how they were built. Don't let them get the...
Yeah, don't know.
Hey, they will wham
Oh, yeah.
with these two things. Hey, what are those little horns on top? That's pretty cute. Is that to hang like ornaments or something because of how nice the dress?
No.
That's wham.
Battle.
That's how they do it.
Not to mention those tongues. The tongue game that they have.
They'll lick the bark off a tree, won't they? And then they'll take that back leg and they'll like a horse.
Boom.
Because remember, at the bottom, they're a horse.
Yes, yeah. Huge.
In the neck, they're just,
Like that dinosaur.
bingo.
Whatever it's called. You know the one I'm talking about.
Brachiosaurus.
There it is.
Those are all real. One half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. Tone, you missed the game against the Steelers in town in Indianapolis, the city in which you live. You're probably the loudest and biggest Steelers fan in the country on television.
Sure.
You weren't there for the game, but we'll assume you watched it.
I did.
It was nice to see the boys get out there and play. TJ Watt, whenever you see him, what a specimen.
Dog.
Whenever he lined up, he had a visor on too, not because of concussion protocol, just because he wanted to look cool in the stadium. He gets a sack here early in the game, and that was potentially right at our suite, which we saluted back as well, and immediately thought, oh no, if this is how TJ's looking just 6 minutes into this thing, this could be a long day. Gardner Minshew had it figured out.
Yep.
TJ's a dog. Cam Hayward is huge.
Massive.
Cam Hayward is huge. He had his jersey up here. Like old Casey Hampton days.
I love it.
It was pretty cool. It was, and he's a massive man, obviously. Got a chance to see George Pickens very close as he walked past our suite and gave us a nasty look. I think because he was potentially looking for you, because of everything you maybe have said about the wide receivers in the past. Saw Muth, got a chance to see him, and then watched the Colts just beat the hell out of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Domination.
With guys that I didn't even know were on our team. Goodson?
Nope.
11 rushes, 69 yards. This guy's wide open.
He's a player.
Don't look now. The Indianapolis Colts have it figured out. Coach Shane Steichen, potentially coach of the year. I think you could say he has certainly deserved it. But the Colts, that's not the thing, but you get it, celebrating all day. Hope you had a great weekend. Your Steelers are officially dead.
Yep.
There's a lot of conversation about what's that?
They've been officially dead.
No, well, it seems like now it is very official.
Coffin.
You guys saw it with your own
Nailing
eyes,
it.
so now you guys can finally officially.
Bingo, you missed the game, though. Did you feel a little bit envious? Did you feel a little FOMO for what we had going on down there?
Yeah, I did. I was getting made fun of at the Christmas with the in-laws for not being at the game and having to come to that Christmas.
I mean, it didn't make much sense. We were all in there, you know, and they started, here we go, Steelers, here we go. Chant, before the game started. Steelers, a lot of towels.
A lot of them.
6-hour drive from Pittsburgh to Indianapolis, but also a lot of people from Pittsburgh got kind of dispersed out here into the Midwest, kind of make the pilgrimage to the Colts whenever we play. A lot of Steelers fans normally in there. And we're seeing this, and you weren't one. We were very confused. We missed you. I want to let you know, we missed you in there.
Well, I hear the words you're saying. I don't know if it's true or not.
We did.
It is. We did say that multiple times.
Nick got called an asshole by everybody in the stadium like 4
Oh,
or 5
they
times.
hated me. They hated me.
Nick was standing in people's face. Cheerleader just got named the Pro Bowl.
Oh, my God.
Was this a half?
Forgot about
This
this.
is during the game. So during one of the timeouts, they put blindfold glasses on the cheerleader so she can't see anything. Normal setup for like engagement potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, normally like somebody's getting engaged here. I think she was already engaged. So they have everybody look on the field. This girl's in the middle of the field with blue mascot, can't see anything, knows that the whole show's here. She takes off, she turns around. Congrats, you're going to the Pro Bowl. Wow, she was selected to the Pro Bowl. Everybody was super happy.
She was crying.
Super happy, crying.
Yeah.
They were hugging and jumping on top. They give her a sash for the rest of the game.
Like
okay?
homecoming queen.
Yeah, boom, go to the Pro Bowl. This is about 4 minutes into the game. She comes walking by the suite. The group does get to the other side. Nick looks at her with Steelers hat, ridiculous Steelers jacket.
Letterman.
Yeah, like a Letterman, ridiculous shirt. It looked like Pittsburgh puked on Nick, like his entire body. And he stands up and goes, boo, right in this girl's face. Like, that's how he was acting the entire time. Nick needed the Steelers to play well.
Yes.
More than anybody else in that entire building. And you missed out on an opportunity to be absolutely obnoxious in the name of your city for about a half. You know what I mean? About a half.
got a good half in.
About a half.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
Thank God.
Because I've been saying it for weeks, and the outcome was already decided in this one. Yeah, I mean, and I wish, you know what, I apologize if the team was giving you guys bad looks and stuff like that.
Yeah, because of things that you have said.
Okay, well,
On
they
this
had the
particular
chance to prove me and everyone wrong, and they didn't. Unfortunately, things, it was a great run, and it's over, and, I'm looking forward to the future.
It's over. Hey, Paul
no.
back there, Bubblegum Pino, had a good time in the suite. Miami Dolphins continue to be awesome. Congrats to you. This is a much better week than last week for you guys. 9-year NFL vet, host of the Man to Man podcast and everything, DB, is joining us once again. That's Darius J. Butler. Hey, D-Butch, let's get right into it.
Yep.
The Bills just smacked the Cowboys right in the mouth, okay? They just said, hey, you know what? Welcome to town. We're going to beat your ass. All the things that they say about you guys playing on the road, well, it's going to get amplified today. It's going to get spotlighted today. And if you watch that post-game speech after the Kansas City Chiefs win for the Buffalo Bills, where McDermott was addressing the team, and they all said, we got your back. We got your back. And then Brandon Bean got a game ball. He even dropped an F dash word in the middle of the speech.
Fire him.
In front of a lot of people. He said that word. In front of a lot of people, general manager for the Bills. And he goes, this is our coach. We got your back. It felt like, wait a minute now. Now, although they only won potentially because Kadarius Toney was 2 to 3 inches off sides, and he yesterday had a little bit of a juggling act.
Yeah.
That certainly made Patrick Mahomes and the boys pumped up, and it's December football, can't have that happen. But the Bills rallied around that moment. The hit piece by Tyler Dahn, and that hit piece, I just mean seemingly an attack at the culture of the Buffalo Bills comes out. Then they get that win. We got your back. Then they roll. Then they have the Cowboys at home. Here we go. And from start to finish, they bullied the Dallas Cowboys. Here's in the first half, or first quarter actually, whenever James Cook, who let James Cook, it seems to be the statement. Look at this. 8, 9, 10 more yards. They're just bullying the Cowboys. Just move, basically, is what they're saying. Ludacris dropped down from the sky down there at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And the song that he was singing was, "Move, bitch, get out the way." That is what the Buffalo Bills did to the Dallas Cowboys in the first drive. That's the first drive they're setting the tone. Then let's go to third quarter here. There's a man named, second quarter. There's a man named Deion Dawkins. Okay, number 73 here, close. Move, bitch, is what the Buffalo Bills did to the Dallas Cowboys the entire game. Now, that James Cook guy, since Ken Dorsey has been fired and Joe Brady has become the guy, the Bills have utilized James Cook more than... I thought I had a Hembo stat. Hembo stat. I don't have one. Anyways, they have used James Cook over the last 4 weeks more so than ever. The amount of yards he has is insane. He's become his weapon. Here's Josh Allen immediately after the game. Hey, how'd you win? Why'd you win? What was it? And his first answer.
Let James cook. Let James
That's after the game, whenever they're coming back into the locker room with a camera just set up for the social media. That is a pivotal part of it. They're bullying people. The Buffalo Bills are all the way back. We believe in Josh Allen and the Bills now as we get closer to AFC playoff football.
Oh, yeah. If that offensive line can keep playing like that, and that's very similar to how the Colts just punched the Steelers in the mouth. And that was crazy to see. You don't see that from a Steelers team, especially against the Colts over the last few years. But 17, 18 straight runs, just bomb, 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 bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. So to see that same thing with Dallas
crazy
in December, that's tough, man. I mean, James Cook, 20-something carries, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, not only on the ground, but he's become more of a weapon out of the backfield as well. So obviously we know that Josh Allen can be special with his legs, with his arms down the field, but if they can win like this and continue to play defense, get ahead with that pass rush that they have over there, ooh, they're wagging right now.
Just saw the stat. It is in the 4 games with Joe Brady as offense coordinator, James Cook has 4 touchdowns and 21 touches per game.
There you go.
Whenever the first 10 games had 2 touchdowns, average 14.4 touch. This guy has become the focal point of the offense.
Weapon.
Now, they still have Latavius Murray, who's a big body, and he did his thing last night. And obviously, they got other weapons. Gabe Davis and the boys, Stephon Diggs, had a big night. I mean, they got all that. But James Cook just adds an extra little bit of, hey, you're going to have to respect this box a little bit. So then maybe it's easier for Josh Allen to make plays out of the pocket and then on the run. It's like... It offsets everything, and they've been playing playoff football here for the last few weeks. Feels like their sense of urgency was much higher than the Dallas Cowboys, too, who might have had things going a little bit too easy for them, almost. Now, Kyle Brandt this morning dropped a stat on Good Morning Football. He said in the last 10 years, no Super Bowl winner has lost by double digits. So that's a 10 points in December, let alone 21-point loss in December. Do you think that the Cowboys got exposed? Do you think that it was a bad night? Because there's a chance you could just have a bad night, but allegedly Super Bowl champs haven't in the last 10 years in December as bad as they had.
I mean, if the road's not going to go, which we don't anticipate is going to go through Dallas, they're going to have to go on the road and win one of these types of games. And they've been a completely different team at home than they've been on the road, so they're going to have to fix that. I think Dak spoke about that. And the team is kind of built how your old Colts teams were. You get ahead, and then you let the guys pin their ears back. Marcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, and Cole play man coverage on the back end, get after the quarterback. But if you get behind and you got to stop that run, that's the only way you can really kind of slow down Michael Parsons and those guys up front is actually run the ball down their throat. Kind of some hybrid guys on the second level as far as linebackers, safeties, Curse and Bell. So they're not the biggest guys. Very similar to Buffalo. Actually, so that's how they're built to play.
That catch was insane.
Yeah. So
downpour.
Yeah. And they haven't been able to run the ball either on offense all year.
What a catch!
That's nasty in the rain, left. I'm sure that'll be probably on the on some PMS filth.
Oh, you're talking about the NFL and the F stands for filth. I'd assume it would have to make its way on there. I saw some filthy plays.
A lot of them.
It's hard to not say I was filthy, especially that particular play. But whenever Stephon Diggs is making plays and they're winning, feels like everybody's kumbaya there too. I think that Tyler Dunn piece about Sean McDermott as a head coach.
Sure.
I genuinely believe that was a rally cry.
Yeah.
That got them into trenches mentality, us versus the world. The amount of him obviously trying to inspire the boys, but then the boys in return being like, hey, also, yeah, we read. We saw.
Love you.
We got you. That's a huge thing for a team, especially with the amount of talent they have, which is why we've been so confused on why they haven't played like this all season. But who cares how it's been all season? Now they're in the hunt. And is that window back open? You know, that one that you've been saying has been closed for a while. Is the Bills' window back to wide-ass open right now?
I won't say wide-ass open, but it's open. I mean, it feels like now, after watching that game last night, the Bills shouldn't try to win the division. They shouldn't try to win the AFC. They should be doing this every single year. Maybe, you know, test some things out early, lose a couple games so everyone doesn't talk about them, and all the conversation is Bills are dead, Bills are dead, Bills are dead. Because, like you just said, the bunker mentality. It feels like this year, more than any other year, it's Bills versus the world. And I think in the past, maybe because they have been, you know, AFC East favorites and also favorites to win the AFC, that maybe it's all too much pressure, or not even pressure. Maybe it's all too much, you know, the expectation of it might have got to them in the past. And now they're rolling. I don't think there's one team in the AFC that even the Ravens. I don't think any team is thinking, "Hey, yeah, I would love for the Bills to come into our place and play them in a December football or a January game with a run game like that." Like, run game travels. Their defense is playing well. They won that game without Micah Hyde on the back end, and the Cowboys lead the NFL in explosive plays, and they still were able to limit them.
James Cook had 25 rushes for 179 yards. And then he had 2 receptions for 42 yards.
Jeez.
Josh Allen went 7 of 15 for 94 yards. That's Jimmy Garoppolo numbers from the Niners NFC Championship run, where everybody was just 24 rush yards Josh Allen had as well. So not a lot of yards coming out of Josh Allen, and that's good news.
Yes.
This is what everybody's been talking about with this Bills offense, is there's too much relying upon Josh Allen making everything work. And I think he said in the press conference afterward that he felt like the kid in the group that didn't do anything but still got an A on the group project, and he was happy about it. So it's like, yeah, you should take one of those every once in a while, Josh, because the success of that team used to be, can Josh do some magical shit to get this win, or are they going to lose again? Now everybody else is showing up for him. Let's talk about another team that is rolling in the AFC. You just mentioned them. I don't know if the Ravens are worried about anybody.
No.
That team is just like the coolest team. Kyle Hamilton, all over the place.
Absolutely.
Seems like he's built like Wemby, too. So his arms, when he's reaching down, whenever he's chasing somebody down the line of scrimmage, he does like a get over here from Go-Go Gadget.
Yeah.
Just absolutely absurd on the defensive side. And Keith Van Noy looks fantastic in that 5-0. But on the offensive side, the NFL, the schedule makers, this is what we need to do. Last 2 years, in the middle of the season, whenever we're in the middle of the tunnel, there isn't a light at the end yet, and we're too far away from home, so we can't turn back. There's a lull in primetime games. The games stink. There's no real electricity. It's low scoring. It's an ugly game. Great defense. We love it. A lot of this, a lot of that. But fans go, that kind of stunk. Last 2 years now, there's been like 3-4 weeks in a row where this has happened. Just put Lamar Jackson in primetime.
Yes.
Watching him every play is electrifying. Even the plays where he either gets sacked or it's a turnover or if it's a nothing play, it's like at any given moment, boom, that thing can explode. With the way he's throwing the rock this year, too, not only just in the pocket, but on the run, he's dropping balls into absolute buckets. It's a fantastic offense to watch visually. And then if you look at how they're built, Patrick Ricard got a ball last night. He might be 275 pounds,
at least
280 pounds. They're a bunch of dogs over there as well. The team is built to not only be entertaining, but be dominant. And they have been. Likely
coming along, balling.
So tall.
Yeah.
So athletic. So seemingly open. And when you lose Mark Andrews, you think to yourself, well, and that can happen anytime.
Anytime.
He's supposed to be tackled by 5 people right here, and he wasn't tackled by any of them. He got paid this past offseason. He was his own agent. Obviously, he's incredibly savvy and intelligent. But this year, that whole team feels to be a wagon. And Baltimore might have home field advantage. And when you think about going to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the coolest plays that has happened this season. This was filthy. This was absolutely filthy here. Just the step back, fall back, throw up. Likely's bigger and more athletic than you. He's going to go get it. That's thrown to a spot, and they can always do this. So they have to be worried like hell, and they can't get as many people into coverage because they got to watch for Lamar. They got to have a spy at all times. It's just like, and then you think about in Baltimore being an advantage. I love this Ravens team. I absolutely enjoy them. I think they could go on a run this year. Yeah. They've won a playoff game with Lamar Jackson as quarterback. This year feels different out of there.
Yeah.
Feels expected, and I think a lot of people are just getting introduced to this year's team because they haven't been on primetime much, even though they should have been this entire season.
Yeah, I still think, it's going to start with a run game on offense with Lamar, but to go on a real playoff run and win a Super Bowl championship, he's going to have to continue to evolve from the pocket. He's been doing a great job of that all year long, and that is absolutely electrifying. When he's back there in that pocket, that's a nightmare for defense because you can be in the perfect coverage, you can be all over the route concepts, jump it, and then 8 runs around and then make something happen. Then you see later in the year, after guys have got to this point, that's when they start using their legs more as quarterbacks. Bad weather games, so he's an absolute nightmare. Then on the other side of the ball, Mike McDonald in this defense. I mean, you spoke about Kyle Hamilton.
Man.
Clowney's having an unbelievable year. I don't want to mess 9-2's names up. Anybody want to take a stab at it?
I believe it is a Buddha.
Matabuke.
Matabuke. There it is.
Matabuke.
But yeah, 11 NFL record, 11 straight games with at least a half a sack. That's insane. You talked about
They say they call him Baby Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Baby Aaron, that's what we'll call him.
Great
Geno
nickname.
Stone, just a bunch of dogs on that defense. They do a bunch of different. Obviously, the linebackers are incredible as well with Queen and Smith. But they got all the pieces. It's no reason that team can't go.
I love the thought of this Ravens team just doing it.
Yes.
Because all of the conversation about them has been next to nothing. Have not been talked about on the national stage at all.
11-3.
Yeah, just rolling. Won a game, obviously, with a punt return against the Rams a week ago. Harbaugh's always going to have sound special teams, which obviously will only continue into the playoffs. I love the Ravens team. And in the AFC, another team in the AFC North, hey, Jake Browning's got it.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Hey, Jake Browning's really got it. This guy seems to really have the ability to lead. Now, obviously, they get a big-time win. McPherson's a dude. McPherson's a stud. They're able to do it. All the conversation afterward, though, from Jake Browning is basically saying that the Vikings shouldn't have cut him.
Yeah.
And they're in a spot that they're in because he's not on the team. I'm learning a lot about Jake Browning over the last couple of weeks.
Love that.
Did not expect the moxie out of this guy, but what he's doing in Cincy should definitely be chatted about. Here's Jake talking about what he said to a camera during the game.
That one felt good.
Browning looking, scrambling to the right. Browning going downfield. It is caught. The Bengals convert on 3rd down and 9. The snap, the placement, the right-footed kick. It is good.
I think right after we made the field goal to win the game, I screamed at a camera and said they never should have cut me.
Should have never cut me.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that the whole week and then go lose. You just wait until you win and then don't look like an idiot. I feel like I need a beer.
Why? That's from the jungle, obviously, over there in Cincinnati. I did not expect this from this guy.
Nope.
I love this dude. Just like the Joe Burrow mentality is like cold. This dude's a savage as well. The boys are winning over there with him.
Yeah, that game turned out to be an unbelievable one. That last throw to Higgins, that when he had the reach over touchdown, unbelievable game. But Browning's got that dog in him, man. The guys around him, they believe in him. Mixon, that running back group has stepped their game up since he's become the starter. I want to say leading the league, at least coming into this week, as far as yak yards and screen yards, so taking care of the ball in that department. Jamar Chase obviously got banged up, so we'll see what happens there. But just finding a way to win, man, that's all you want with any guy in there, but especially your backup guy. And then to see him on the sideline, I love to find out a little bit more about the guys, how they're wired. And it's personal, man. Whenever teams cut you and we know it's business, trade, whatever, that shit is always personal. So I love to see that. That play is unbelievable.
Filthy. Yeah, this one is absolutely filthy. The wherewithal to know exactly where you are, the strength to keep your balance, and the core to be able to extend that without fumbling. I mean, filthy. Absolutely filthy. They're obviously happy that he's back healthy. Let's talk about the team that they beat there, the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Nick Mullins goes for 300 yards.
Yeah. Whoa.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He might be the answer for them at quarterback. But I was watching Football Night in America last night. And I saw something from Steve Kornacki where he was breaking down the wild card situation in the NFC side of it all. And the Vikings are involved in this. Now, the conversation is way smarter than anything we could do. So we actually just asked the NBC folks, hey, can we run the Kornacki piece? Now, we all remember Steve Kornacki from his evening after election night where he was working the map with his sleeves rolled up.
Oh, yeah.
Giving the answers to the entire world. I mean, he was just rolling, boom, boom, boom. We need to go to this county. Well, how many people are there? Who cares what they do 10 years ago? They did this. Let me zoom out. Let me get back in over here. Let me zoom back into this town. Then he started getting into the Football Night in America stuff where he started breaking down odds for teams to win and for teams to make the playoffs. And every year, it has made us better and made us a lot smarter. Now, we don't have it. We don't have it.
Yeah, the audio came through on the clip. Muted.
Jeez.
Which has been happening lately. I don't know what's going on with X or Instagram, but that has been happening.
That's literally, the audio is the only thing we need.
That's it, actually.
From Steve Kornacki. We actually got it approved by NBC.
Yeah.
I feel like we did the real professional stuff.
Oh, yeah. Chain of command.
It was the smartest. I mean, we were a real professional operation there. Now we don't have the audio. Anyways, Saints and Rams play Thursday night.
Huge.
Okay. Right now, Saints and Vikings over in the last two spots for the playoffs. Saints-Rams play Thursday night. If Rams beat Saints, they are all of a sudden, boom, up in there. Vikings 7-7. Their remaining schedule, they got the Lions twice, I do believe.
Yep.
So they have a chance to potentially get knocked out of there. This Viking story that we fell in love with the Pastronaut and Kevin O'Connell. Then it moves to the Nick Mullins era. Now, a season that started with the football gods potentially hating the Vikings. Then the Vikings getting on a run and becoming back into this all. They lose Kirk Cousins. It's all for naught almost. This wild card picture for both the AFC and NFC is getting very, very heated. And a lot of these games coming up are very important. We're in a great time of year right now for the NFL, Con.
Yeah, no, it's the best. I mean, this is exactly why we watch. This is why we play. Obviously, there are some games that aren't as great as others, but with all these teams in it, is this the most teams that have been in it in Week 15? It feels like that middle of the road. It's never been this tight where there are teams, 2 or 3 on both sides that are even with those last couple spots.
So I think there's been 6 teams that have been eliminated.
Yep.
Their dreams of the playoffs are absolutely dead.
Oh, no.
It's Jets.
Yep. Of course.
Yep.
Which is a real shame.
Real shit.
Long streak, too, for them.
Felt good about it. Longest, actually. Longest.
In the NFL?
In sports.
All major sports.
All 4.
Wow.
Yeah, 16 yet? 13?
13.
It's
long.
Was it
13, 16?
Sanchez.
Yikes.
I forget. Yeah, longest in all of professional sport.
Yep.
Panthers, dead.
Oh, boy. That stadium.
Big win
Holy
yesterday.
hell.
Electric.
Patriots, dead.
Well,
Yep.
I mean,
Was that stadium sold out yesterday?
not sold out, but T Swift was there, so basically.
No, that's what I'm saying, because she sold it out all by herself.
Yeah.
So she was in there watching 2 teams, a lot of talent. Couldn't sell the place out.
No, I don't think so. But we did get that sweet clip of her dropping a huge bomb, really, really loud on one of the.
No, she said
plays.
flag. She wanted a penalty.
Oh,
she would never say F, dash,
Not Taylor.
dash,
No.
Yeah.
flag.
Yep.
That's what I think. Oh, she could have said the F dash dash.
Looks like the CK at the end.
She could have said the F dash dash. Commanders, this team, they bring in Jacoby Brissett for Sam Howell at the end. They scored 2 touchdowns to kind of make it close. But their season's probably dead. And right now, everybody's in it, pretty much.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at the Colts. Texans are lining up to be Sunday Night
AFC
Football.
South champions, potentially.
Last game.
We had to get through a couple rough weeks where we didn't know who was what. Like, there's been a couple teams that we think, obviously, they could go. But right now, there's teams that people that thought they could, like everybody's the Chiefs. There's something wrong with the Chiefs. It's like, is it? I don't know. They just won. Could have beat the Bills, who just smacked the Cowboys. All of a sudden, does that win become something much different than what it was in a week ago?
This whole playoff picture, and we were talking about the window for the Bills. They're the 9 seed right now. Like, there's a chance the Bills don't make the playoffs, and like it's definitely not in their own hands. Like they have the Bengals in front of them. They have the Colts in front of them. They have the Texans, I believe, are in front of them. Like, they need those teams to lose.
Joining us now is a man who might have more answers to the things that we need answers to. Ladies and gentlemen, senior insider for ESPN of the NFL, Adam Schefter.
Hey, Shefty.
Shefty,
what's going on?
Shefty, 6 teams are out, but everybody else still feels like they're in it. Mathematically not eliminated, have a chance to make it to the playoffs. It's a beautiful time of year, but for some teams, it's a terrible time of year. What did we learn this past weekend in all of the games and all the losses about any futures for any teams? Was there any situations outside of the Staley Chargers situation where we learned, like, oh, maybe this coach is in a little bit more trouble. Maybe this quarterback is certainly done in this place. Any of those types of rumors popping off on this Overreaction Monday here as we head into week
16?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Judge.
Flying by. You know what? We're starting to see teams eliminated. I think when we start off with questions, you start off in Chicago, right? Because there have been some people speculating on the future of Matt Eberflus. Justin Fields is one of the biggest questions of this offseason, and what the Bears are going to do with what we think will be the number 1 overall pick that they own from the Carolina Panthers. And do they use that pick on a quarterback? Do they go and trade that pick for more picks? What do they do with that pick? And that obviously will impact Justin Fields. And there might be a team out there, if the Bears decide to go draft a quarterback, that is not going to have access to go get the quarterback it wants. So then Justin Fields becomes a tradable item here where he becomes attractive for another team. That becomes interesting what the Bears do with their head coach. Now, my understanding going into the weekend was that Eberflus, they had won 2 in a row. They had put together some strong performance. They played very well yesterday. They had a real chance to win that game in Cleveland. I think he's won some support here, and I think that he's fighting to keep his job, and he's got a chance to save his job there in Chicago. And then the question becomes what happens with the quarterback. Obviously, the biggest story of the offseason will be Bill Belichick and what happens in New England. Everybody's waiting to see, and I don't know that we're going to get any clarity until after the season when Robert Kraft sits down with Bill Belichick to figure things out there.
What?
That will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest stories of the entire NFL offseason. We've already seen the 3 teams change coaches. Vegas, Carolina, Chargers, right? Commanders are going to wait till after the season before they do anything. And then there's a whole host of questions, right? What happens with a lot of other teams?
So let's talk about a change that was made in Philadelphia. Darius has a question for you.
Yeah, so the story came out that Sean Desai will still be, quote-unquote, the DC, but Matty P will now be calling the plays and basically acting as a defensive coordinator. Obviously, the Eagles have been struggling. What's the story there? Seems a little weird.
Well, the story is that their defense this year is underperformed. The story is that Jonathan Gannon left to become the head coach out in Arizona. Vic Fangio was a guy that was helping run the defense on the side as a consultant. Vic Fangio goes to Miami. They hired Sean Desai. Now, at the end, because Gannon was the last guy out the door, they were interviewing defensive coordinator candidates after every other team had chosen their coordinators. And though they went and hired Sean Desai. And the defense this year has struggled some. It has not been the same defense that it was last year. It's really struggled, I think, on third downs. It struggled in the red zone. Yep. This team has fallen behind at halftime in each of the last 6 games. So the Eagles haven't been able to rush the quarterback the way they normally were. And I just think that this defense has lacked a certain overall aggressive attitude that they've had in other years. Whether that's Sean Desai or not, they just have. And so I think this team's trying to shake up things. And Sean Desai stays as the defensive coordinator in title.
Yeah.
But Matt Patricia is going to be running the defense now tonight in Seattle. And we're going to see what kind of a difference that makes, if any. I think they believe it will make a difference. And I think when you come off the kind of loss that they had last week and the way they've played recently, I think they're looking to shake things up here and make some improvements for the post-stretch run.
Was there questions about old buddy's moxie? You know, there was Florio had a report that said guys didn't like the way the guy just kind of moped around.
Nope.
Didn't have enough confidence. That's what they said. His personality didn't match the defense. Now, Matt Patricia does not lack confidence, I do not believe, especially whenever it comes to calling defensive plays against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just all of that type of thing. Of course, they just fall into Matt Patricia being there. That seems to be. He's going to crush. Matt Patricia's going to do very well here, obviously, because everybody just made fun of him for being a big fat stooge at the Lions. You don't know ball. You don't know, and then he goes up to New England and he gets kicked out. It's like he's all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have that Ticonderoga.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's going to be cooking out there. Backwards hat, do the whole thing.
For sure.
Oh, and the other guy,
We'll see.
was there a lack of moxie? Was there a lack of connection? Is that all just fodder for the internet potentially?
I think the team felt that there should be a certain swagger and attitude that just wasn't there this year, whether that's the fault of the defensive coordinator or not.
Of the whole defense,
Okay?
not
So-
just him. Got it.
Yeah, we could pin it on Sean Desai. If they want to pin it on Sean Desai, that's fine. I just think that they felt like there was a certain attitude and a certain swagger that's missing. Defensive coordinators are all kinds of different, right? Like, just because a guy isn't all fired up and in your face, getting you all riled up like Jim Schwartz in Cleveland. Mike McDonald is very thoughtful, very quiet, very soft-spoken in Baltimore. Is the Ravens defense doing its job? Yes, it is. The bottom line is when defenses play well,
Usually fiery.
when defenses play well,
got a little
Usually a lot of sauce on the defensive side of the ball. McDonald's certainly the outlier, and I don't think I've paid attention enough.
How about Vic Fangio? Vic Fangio's not like rah-rah, but he's brilliant with his schemes. He's been around forever. Like, everybody's different. And here's the bottom line. When the defense is playing well, you don't hear about it. But when the defense is not playing well, all of a sudden, we can point to anything we want. So now they're going to go with now we get the pencil behind the ear tonight, and we see what kind of magic that works. Magic that means for the Seahawks.
Haven't seen him, right? We haven't. What a show we get tonight.
Following Gannon, too. He's following
it's
John
a great
Gannon.
story. It's a big thing for Matty P, right? He was written off. He was chastised. He was ripped and criticized out of New England. People couldn't wait to get rid of him there. Wow. So here's his chance to show. And I think, look, the Eagles' defense hasn't been great. Matty Patricia's been criticized. Let's put them together with this great talented unit, and let's see what we get down the stretch.
And he knows they're throwing it. They're not going to have Marshawn Lynch run the ball.
Yeah. That's right.
He knows it. They worked it all week, actually. That's why they subbed in at the perfect time. Excited to see the wizard, Matt Patricia, see if he's still got a little magic left in that Ticonderoga. Yeah. Connor has a question for you, Schefter. There it is, baby.
First of all, New England didn't run Matty Patricia out of the building, okay? He was a pig trying to moo. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, and he was on the offensive side of the ball. But I'll forget about all that.
He was a pig trying to moo. That's right. I've never heard it more accurately described.
It's just that's what was happening out there. What is happening in Houston, however, Schefter, C.J. Stroud concussion out this weekend. Case Keenum comes in for every snap except for a Hail Mary. Is Stroud going to be back next week? Are we looking at a Texans Colts Sunday Night Football Week 18 to decide who's going to the playoffs?
Well, when you look at that schedule, there's going to have to be a game. There's a game that's moved to Saturday. So the league likes to script this for the ultimate drama, however it's coordinated, right?
Yes.
So there's going to be Saturday.
What'd you say there? What'd you say? Script. There was a word you said.
I did say that. They do like to script this for the ultimate drama. I did say that.
Oh. What was that all about?
Yeah.
Roger Goodell?
Yeah. I'm just telling you. Yeah, listen, we all know the deal, right? The league is going to script this for as much drama as possible.
No, they don't script anything. You can't say that.
What the hell?
Don't tell me that information.
What is this?
I was just a punter. I didn't get the script. Did you? You had to.
I did not get the script.
You had to have got the script.
Never.
Yeah, had to.
Never.
All those positions you played 3 different positions. You had to get the script.
When you got that concussion, remember? And you played in the game.
Oh, yeah. I faked a hammy pull.
Yeah, you lied. Speaking of hammy pull,
whoever would have scripted, whoever would have imagined the script that Mason Rudolph and Jake Browning would be meeting in Week 16 to help decide playoff fates, right? Like, that was quite an idea in the script. But
that is breaking news. As of this morning, Mason Rudolph will be starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers to take on Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals. This year, a lot of quarterbacks are out there. But let's talk about that Week 18 matchup there between the Texans and the Colts. You said there's a Saturday game that has to get flexed as well. So this is...
I think there's a 2 or 3 Saturday games. So my point was that the league has to come up with some games that fit into the Saturday slot that still preserves enough drama no matter what happens, that the Sunday night game is not going to be affected. That no matter what happens on Saturday and Sunday night is still going to be in a position where that game is going to count for something significant. And so I don't know how the schedule is going to play out. The Colts-Texans figures prominently one way or another, whether that's Saturday or Sunday night. Like, I looked at the schedule. Somebody said something else. I have to look at the full list of games. But there's an NFC South game that could be Sunday night that week as well.
Okay, so NFC South we'll dive into, but the AFC South is a 3-horse race all of a sudden.
Yes, it is.
With one of them with a question mark. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, given everything we just talked about with the Colts and the Texans, Schefter, we heard last night Trevor Lawrence got banged up a little bit, and they're already saying, hey, there's a possibility that C.J. Beathard might start next week. I know that when quarterbacks have gone into concussion protocol this year, it's very hard for them to get out in 1 week. But seeing as the Jags are kind of seeing the division slip away a little bit, are we expecting Trevor Lawrence to miss this week and potentially a little bit of more time here?
But just because the division may be slipping away doesn't have any bearing on whether he will or will not get through concussion protocol. Basically, he's going to have to be cleared by their own doctors, by independent neurologists. And if he's cleared, then he'll play. If he's not, it'll be the first game that he ever misses his entire career due to injury. He's never missed a game in high school, never missed a game in college, never missed a game in the NFL. And there's a lot on the line. And interestingly enough, you're bringing up C.J. Stroud and the Texans and whether or not he's going to make it through. Most players don't make it through in 1 week. Some have, but most don't. And C.J. Stroud didn't last week. I think he'll have a real chance to clear this week and play on Sunday. And now the question shifts in that division to Trevor Lawrence. So just like where the Texans were last week with Stroud is where the Jaguars are this week with Trevor Lawrence. So we have, of those 3 teams that are locked in this battle for the NFC South or AFC South title, 2 of them have quarterback questions with concussions.
Yeah, and one of them has Gardner Minshew. So that's a whole other conversation for down there. Trevor Lawrence, when they ran those graphics about like he was 52 games or something in high school and then another something in college, his high school photo, same. He's been 25 years old his whole life.
What a joke.
He is... What a dog, dude. Absolute dog. Missed 2 games.
Look the same,
They had just his head, so it was literally just from here up. So you saw the whole, it was just, that's
same guy.
That's Trevor Lawrence. Imagine lining up playing against this guy as a 16-year-old somewhere down there in South Carolina, I believe.
That flow, was he born with that head of hair?
I think so. If you have that hair,
sewn on,
you definitely keep it.
Yeah.
There's no thoughts of him shaving that thing.
Never.
Remember Herbert, shaved his head there for a little bit?
That was the worst.
That was a bad decision. He recognized that. He moved on. Trevor Lawrence has never had that thought.
No.
Not one time.
He knows.
That neck, too.
Yeah, it's always been that way. His dad told him, hey, football, concussions, we got to build up that neck.
Big deal.
He's been chewing on the Jawser size since 10th grade.
That thing works.
This guy's the real deal. Tone, you got a question for Schefter?
Yeah, Schefter, I wanted to ask you about Tyreek Hill because it was kind of a weird situation last week when he got hurt. He sat out, then he came back, and he looked good when he came back. And then I believe the report was the Dolphins were going to let him decide this week. He ultimately does not go. The Dolphins' schedule is not easy over the next few weeks. Are they going to be able to get Tyreek back soon, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, I think, listen, I heard somebody say that he wasn't close to playing, and then I saw this video posted online of him in pregame warm-ups making cuts. He looked pretty good to me.
Yes.
And based on what I saw and based on what I think he's got a real chance to be back this week. And with all their playing against the Dallas Cowboys, something tells me Tyreek Hill will not miss a matchup of that significance against the Dallas Cowboys. And by the way, that 2,000-yard mark still is in reach. If he averages 114 yards per game from here on in, he still becomes the first wide receiver ever to record 2,000 yards in a single season. So that is still attainable. And he can say that he did it in a 16-game season without the expansion to 17 games. So I think he'll be out there. If I had to guess, we'll see how the week progresses. We'll see how his ankle feels. But if you're asking me now to venture a guess on Tyreek's status for this week, I say he goes.
A lot of us, after how they played the Titans or whatever, were like, oh no, are the Dolphins fugace?
Yeah.
McDaniel was like, Tyreek, we don't need you today.
At all.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just let's rest that thing. We got this thing covered. And then they just beat the hell out of the Jets.
Killed them.
Just beat the hell out of the Jets, which leads to every Jets fan that I know sending me stats in text message forms. Robert Saleh, 16-32 overall record, 2-13 in December. That came from a Jets fan who said, what are we doing? Another Jets fan goes, what does Saleh do during the games? We've seen him in Hard Knocks. He gives some speeches. He walks around at practice.
Sure.
But during games, is there any decisions or anything done by Coach Saleh? I assume you're getting a lot of the similar stuff. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the quarterback this year. We know that more than anybody, everybody on earth. It hasn't worked out that way. I don't want to say they seemingly just decided they were going to punt on this season, and it's like everything we wanted to do this year, we'll do next year. But it's a long 17 games that you have to get through with that particular decision. Is that still the mindset going into next year over there, that everything that was supposed to happen this year will happen next year, no matter how loud it gets from Jets fans about wanting change and wanting a new look? Because they're in a situation now where they had it, now they don't have anything. Do they want to, what do you think happens with the Jets? How do you think this plays out?
I think that's the hope, is that the season that got curtailed and cut off on the fourth play of their first game in the Monday night opener this year, they want to see what that is, how that looks, and how it would be. And I think if Aaron Rodgers had played for the Jets this year, I think they would have been competitive. I think they would have made the playoffs if he was healthy all year long. And I think it would have been an entirely different year. And I think they think that just his presence alone, if he's out there and they get totally different play at the quarterback position, that they would have been competitive and they would have had a chance. And I think they want to run it back. That's what I think they want to do. Give him a chance the way that they thought they were doing when they brought him in here and traded for him, to see what he can do here in New York. So, yes, I think he's back. I think Saleh's back. You lose a game like that and everybody is wondering what's going on. They're officially eliminated from the playoffs. And I can't believe they have the longest streak of any team in sports.
Yeah.
Any team in sports. Yep. Basketball, baseball, hockey, football.
Mm-hmm.
13 years of not making the postseason. That's incredible to me.
Yeah,
and
they stink.
And I think that they are counting on Aaron Rodgers to be the guy that snaps that streak and gets them back to the postseason. And you know what? Their fans deserve that. The organization deserves. I feel bad for everybody, because I even spoke to somebody in the building this morning. It's depressing. And you're like, what the hell's going on here? Why can't they get it right? And I think all the instability at the quarterback position, through injury, through other factors, has just worked against this team. It's really, in this sport, if you're not getting consistent, solid quarterback play, you're not going to win. It's so simple and it's so true.
Yeah.
Right? You got a quarterback, get a chance. By the way, going into this weekend with all the quarterback injuries. Going into this weekend with all the quarterback injuries, every first place team had a quarterback that hadn't missed a game this year due to injury. Every single one in first place.
A lot of injuries this year to the quarterback position, but also a lot of teams still in it. There's a lot of teams that are somehow mathematically still involved. If the Jets would have been able to do that, just stay in it. That dude was coming back. Did you see it? He's up on his toes right there. That is, this is a video that was sent in from iRocky83 on Instagram, was recording Aaron on the sideline. The big question is, can he get up on his toe? Because how tight they kill. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. There's three right there. That's good reporting. That's good journalism, iRocky.
But here's my question. Again, he if he wanted, he could get medical clearance to play. Behind that offensive line, you want it.
Yeah. No, if they had a chance, all they had to do was just have a chance. Now let's talk about another team that got smacked in the mouth yesterday. Allegedly, the Cowboys had a stomach bug that ran through the locker room. Was that real?
Yeah.
And how close to the game was that? Should we take that into account? That these boys were all recovering from getting attacked from salmonella potentially, like somebody in our office had just last week from eating what? What did you eat?
Quaker Oats granola bars.
Bad news.
They'll get you.
Recall.
Full recall. Every single one of them across the country.
Yeah, I'm aware. My wife cleaned out our cabinet. She was getting rid of everything last Friday.
Nick cleaned them out too. He was eating the hell out of them, and then he got a heads up online. Oh my God, I got salmonella right now. I was sick as a dog.
Dumping.
Is that what happened in Dallas, or how close was that to game time too?
Well, I know that I believe Dan Quinn was dealing with something all week long, and I think some of the people in their organization were dealing with some things all week long. So it had some impact. When you get your doors blown off like that, it's a little bit beyond salmonellas, Pat. I think it's
Maybe.
Oh, what a
not
line!
just salmonella.
That's
when
quite
you
a
lose
bar.
Buffalo like that, okay? It's a little bit worse than that, and that team just hasn't played well on the road.
When you get your doors blown off like that, it's a lot more than salmonellas. What a lie.
Did they have salmonella in San Francisco too?
I'll tell you what, the Niners, they give people salmonella.
Yeah, they do.
You ever see the record after you play the Niners the week after? You might be dealing with salmonella. Let's move to tonight's game. D-Bud has a question for you.
I don't know what Jalen Hurts is dealing with, but he's been dealing with some type of sickness. Heard he traveled out to Seattle by himself. But what's his status for tonight's game?
I think he's going to try to play. I don't know if he is actually going to play. Yesterday, as it was described to me, it was described as he was really in danger and in jeopardy of missing the game. And, we'll see. That guy is so tough. He's such a warrior. It's hard for me to imagine that he's not going to be out there. But he's been very sick. He's been very sick. And, yes, he flew separately from the team so as not to infect anybody else with whatever it was that he was battling.
Who paid for that? Eagles paid for that plane?
I would imagine they did, yeah.
That's a long flight, a lot of gas.
That is a long flight.
Oh, by the way, how'd you like to be? I was thinking about this. Okay, you're flying up to Seattle. You're the pilot and the flight attendant that gets the assignment that Jalen Hurts isn't flying with the team, but you're flying him out there.
Yeah.
So you are subject to everything that he's got. I was thinking, who draws that straw?
Yeah. And with what we've learned about the whole mask thing, I don't know if there is any answer to that, but the no flight attendant probably.
No. Yeah.
Pilot's probably just up in their cabin, doors closed.
Yep.
And then afterwards, they're coming in with that spray down immediately after. Oh, yeah. That's a long flight, though.
Yeah.
That's a long flight, Philly to
Let me tell you something. It feels... I worked in Seattle as an intern back in 1990, and it's much easier, I think, to fly to Europe. Like you could it seems shorter and simpler.
Seattle's way the hell up there. Anything else we should be looking at tonight? Matt Patricia calling the defense. Jalen Hurts, maybe. We don't know. He was on his own plane. Anything else we should think about as we make our picks for this big one on Monday night?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Drew Lock out there. I think it's been trending that way all week long. That we get Drew Lock for another game. When Geno Smith suffered that injury initially in practice, it was considered to be a 2-week injury. And I don't know whether he had a setback this week in practice or he just wasn't feeling good about it. But my understanding is he wasn't particularly pleased with the way it felt one day during practice. And so I think the signs point to Drew Lock starting tonight. And we'll see whether or not Geno can somehow make it back. So it'll be Drew Lock maybe versus probably Jalen, but I'm not ruling out Marcus Mariota. We'll see.
Okay, Marcus Mariota would be the guy that would go. Obviously, we heard from some people who give football opinions about resting Jalen a couple weeks ago because his knee was hurt for Marcus Mariota. We've seen Marcus come in relief roles at different times and have great success. We've also seen him not have as much success. So who knows what you're getting there. They still got A.J. Brown, the boys.
There you go.
Seattle's loud, though.
Very
loud out there. You guys traveled for Monday Night Countdown out to Seattle?
They're all there. But I am. Listen, I don't know. I'm here right now. I'm in my house. I'll be doing Monday Night Countdown from my house tonight.
Shefty, why don't you go to Seattle? It's a great city.
Yeah. You know what, Pat? I didn't make the travel team tonight.
Oh,
sure.
That's horse manure. I don't like that.
I got another trip tomorrow. I got another trip this week. We got some stories we're working on. Okay. Tomorrow we're flying out.
What type of stories are we working on?
Nothing hardcore. Just fun stuff.
Hardcore? You what would be hardcore? Like
someone's getting canned.
What would be
Staley, Doc?
What's fun stuff then? Yeah. What do we? Hold on. What do we got going on, Shefty?
Hardcore would be like going to the Quaker Oats factory to figure out what the root of all this was. That caused such a problem, and for my wife to clean out our cabinets the way that she did, right?
Yeah, you love those granolas, huh? I mean, those ones are good.
Yeah, my daughter loves them. Did love them. Past tense, did love them.
Can't love them anymore because from what I saw, if that is what our guy was suffering from,
not good.
It takes every semblance of color from your body. You're the palest you've ever been. You puke. And you dump.
Same full nightmare situation.
Yeah, it's the worst possible situation. Salmonella.
No thanks.
Welcome back, 2023.
Wow.
You should be in Seattle. We'll miss you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Hey, is Hanukkah still going?
Pat, it's always going. Not right. It's officially over, but, if you want to say Happy Hanukkah, it's fine. You listen to that the Dreidel song from Howie Roseman yet?
No, I didn't hear that. I did listen to Sandman's 8 Crazy Nights or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did do a little bit.
Great.
So it's over. So what do the gifts get bigger as the days go on or smaller or how do you piece that out?
There is no rhyme or reason. Basically just little things, 8 crazy nights each night. So it's nothing in particular. There's no pattern to that.
So, like, will you have themes like night 4, clothes? Like, we're buying clothes. Night 5, games.
No themes. Just giving. It's a giving time of the year for everybody. And so, yeah, it's very nice.
That is very nice. Who's all every night? Family? Tight family? We do it every night? What time?
You do it at sunset, but basically you do it after the 6 o'clock Sports Center usually. After you do it.
Hey, we appreciate your work ethic. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.
He did not want to be the voice of Hanukkah on this show.
No, not at all.
Because I was going to take that information forever.
Gospel.
Locked in. I was like, all right, I'm learning about Hanukkah right now. So there's no rhyme or reason. You would think that at some point somebody would say, gifts get bigger towards the end or smaller.
That's what I've always heard, is it kind of like our Christmas. Like, you get all your...
Think about how lazy we are. We're like, well, we want to know when.
Just tell us.
Tell us who.
Yeah.
What do we need to get when?
But that would make sense if you go smaller gifts and then kind of culminate into like the big present on the last night of Hanukkah.
Well, that would suck as a kid. You just got to keep...
No, you got to keep...
Every night.
8 nights?
Keeps the suspense.
It's not just one day.
Don't have it. We're adults now, and it makes sense. When you're 8,
sure.
Nah, give me the PlayStation.
Yeah, but...
Don't be a spoiled brat, D-Butt.
Sorry about it.
Everybody got their Christmas shopping done?
Yes.
That's great.
Got some great stuff yesterday.
I'm about 90% done. This is probably
Did you mall? Did you go mall?
Nah.
Online.
Did you go mall?
No, I did not go mall.
Really?
Yeah, I did some online.
Pat,
and then
stop going to the mall.
I am mall guy.
You do not go to the mall.
I do. One day,
It's fun.
very close to Christmas,
You need to stop.
I will run in there, and it's like, all right, I got to get everything done. But then it always ends up with the same problem. I have to go to multiple stores, and then I don't have enough hands. So then I have to leave them at the stores and then come back later and get them. So I do them all twice, pretty much having to go back to the place.
They do wrap them at the mall for you, though. So that's
Oh, yeah. We those sweet old ladies, second floor, right in the middle. I already see them. They come in. Do you want me to write a message on there? Absolutely. Anything you can think of that's like super duper nice and warm and positive. You got it. You want cursive or I'm like, whatever you're feeling.
Dealer's choice.
Whatever you're feeling, So sometimes I've given a gift with cursive on it that says like, I hope you have a very wonderful Christmas or whatever. Ooh. And I'm like, geez, that's the added touch that I just did.
I got great
It's not me
penmanship.
at all. It's the sweet old ladies that are doing it. I am a mall guy. It's dead though, huh? Sounds like it's dead.
Yeah, a lot of stores in the actual mall, at least the one downtown, have just been closed. Like the Oakley shop down there, which is the only reason I would go in there, is now kaput.
Everybody needs to get their shot. We still got time.
Still got time.
Plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. Whole week.
18th. Nothing but time.
You order
Got
stuff
time.
on Amazon today, you'll get it before Friday.
Maybe.
Gift-wise.
Maybe.
For sure.
I need to do that. The mall has run dry a couple times.
Yeah, especially right now.
The mall has let me down. Because normally you just walk into a store, like, okay, I need to buy for this type of human. What type of human are they? They're an outdoorsy person. Sweet. I'm walking into this outdoorsy shop. What is 32-year-old buying this year? Oh, right over here. We got this brand new water jacket thing. And this new, like, poncho that flips into an actual lunchbox. Yeah. Sweet. I'll take both of those. Yeah. All of a sudden, bang, we're off and running. That's why that's something special about the mall.
True. True.
That like Amazon has its top sellers or whatever, but can you direct it in a little bit? Guy's got a pretty good personality, likes the booze heavily. Right. I think he's gotten back into the Travis Barker skate and stuff.
Sure.
He's going to want this over here. Don't get that on Amazon.
No, you don't.
True.
No, you don't.
Just recommended.
Not yet.
AI can't have that personal touch.
No.
Well,
Let's remember that.
For now.
Sweet Blake tried to get that personal touch.
Yeah,
he got fired. Hour 2 on the other side with AJ Hawk. Also, we got to break down all these games.
Yep.
We got to break down all these games. A lot has happened around the NFL. And Jake Browning might be a real dog. Wow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 3.
He's saying don't go off the top. It's too shallow.
See that belt buckle? All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up. They start shaking it. They go, whoa. Hey, what things are going good, Mason?
Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Wake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, Boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of Boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. That's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able
What sign am I going to make for College game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. You're heading right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it.
We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do that. It's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go!
A lot higher than I thought. You look like Ric Flair. It was like 5 feet. I was standing there.
That's full commitment, by the way.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. Why? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. Ah! The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Overreaction Monday, December 18th, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football! Happened all weekend, didn't it? It was glorious. There's so much to chat about. Let's dive in. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty, as soon as the next person in an attic in Ohio joins us, we are going to go onward, chatting about a team that you own. I know you've been looking forward to this. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. The team that he's a massive fan of appears to be in a bit of a schneid. Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Steelers, in his press conference today said, some weeks you're drinking wine, some weeks you're crushing grapes. We've been crushing a lot of grapes lately. I would like to enjoy drinking some wine at some point. I think Steelers fans would as well. 9-year NFL vet, host of the Man to Man podcast and everything DB. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler. And joining us now live from Manatee, Ohio, is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, a COVID survivor, a father of 10, the current president of Ohio, and the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
A storied franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That calls Lambeau home.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah,
Hawker? Good
Tough one for the Pack yesterday. Bake, hell of a day for Bake. I want to start with that. I keep it positive. Baker spread the ball. He threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. Godwin still had over 100, so A lot of credit to Bake and that offense for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and obviously it's been announced 1,000 times. The only away quarterback to ever have a perfect passer rating in Lambeau is Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
The only other person, by the way, is Aaron, I think. Aaron's the only other one to have a perfect passer rating in there. And Ty, I saw your overreaction tweet.
Yep.
And you said, okay, everything's still in front of you for the Green Bay Packers, especially with the way the NFC is kind of cooking. 7-7, if you're there, you're in. You are in a good spot in the NFC. Yesterday just couldn't stop that Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. They ran all over the place. He threw all over the place.
Right.
And once again, Joe Barry appears to be one of the worst defensive coordinators in the history of the NFL. Ty, while you're watching this game and you're watching Bake do something historic to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a great ball player.
He is a good ball player.
Sharp White is a great football player.
Mhm.
Chris Godwin, absolute great football player.
Great
10
football
receptions,
player.
155 yards.
Yeah, he game time decision too. So you're thinking maybe, hey, he's not going to have one of the best games of the year, but he did.
He had his best. Remember, not too long ago, his wife is on Instagram.
Exactly.
Pissed.
Saying, I don't like what's going on with my husband. And husband comes out and is a part of history.
Had to do what she had to do.
She certainly did.
Last 2 weeks, he's gotten a lot of balls.
Yeah, a lot of balls going to Godwin's way. Maybe the coaches are like, that's not just her thoughts. We assume there's a little pillow talk, and they're right, by the way. And it has helped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when you watch Baker do what he did, and then you guys lose that game, one that I think we all thought potentially Packers bounce back and win this one.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
What's going through your head? What's going through your mind? And how do you feel right now at this moment?
If I have to listen to Matt LaFleur get up at the podium post-game one more time this year and say, hey, we got outcoached. We got outplayed. I got to go look at the tape. We did everything terrible in all three phases. I'm going to jump off a bridge and kill myself.
Whoa, we need you. Don't do that. It's football.
I don't understand. That doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like I don't even know how to say it without saying the F word.
What was that?
It makes you look like a moron.
Okay.
An
You were gonna
absolute
say
dipshit. Something. It makes you look so stupid. And Joe.
F you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is what you were about to say.
Exactly.
Way to save yourself.
He's been loyal to Joe Barry. I don't know why. It makes no sense. Last week with Tommy DeVito, that's one thing. I understand that. We heard all these people who are, very smart football minds that basically said, hey, once this guy plays a real defense, it's over for him. Boom. You see what happened yesterday. He played one quarter, got his head slammed off the turf. It's over for him.
Hey, we hope you're okay, guys.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And he looked like, Brett Favre against the Packers. And then same thing. It's not the offense. It really isn't. I feel like Jordan Love he's looked good. They have the youngest offense by a wide margin in the NFL. But it's 1 week you can't stop the run. Then the next week you let Baker Mayfield, who, again, I like Baker Mayfield. We had him on the show in person earlier this year. I root for Baker Mayfield. I want to see him do well. But for him to go in there and, I think he started the game 11 for 11. It's the same thing. This play right here, just no effort. Guy catches a 4-yard, little ball.
Great effort at the end there. That was a full review.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just, nothing ever changes. And I don't understand why you hold loyalty to this guy when he clearly sucks at his job. He's dog shit. He has been from the day he got hired. He was dog shit at his 2 previous jobs. I don't understand. Maybe it's the boys club in the NFL where it's just listen, we know this guy sucks. He's a moron. He's a dipshit. But my sister's married to his son or something like that. It seems like that always works. These guys are just related somehow. He should have never gotten the job in the first place. He won't fire him because that's just the way it goes. Credit to the Steelers for actually getting rid of Matt Canada, and we'll see. Maybe that wasn't the smart move because they've been worse without him. And granted, they don't have Kenny, but I fully expect Joe Barry to be back next year. I've been talking with D-Butt all year. They draft Lucas Van Ness 13th overall. He plays 6 snaps a game, and every single time. Yesterday, boom. Gets a sack, obvious passing situation. They sub him out. Baker throws for 17 yards right away. So instead of 2nd and 18, it's 3rd and 1. They had him behind the sticks all game, and then for some reason, guys are just wide open without any defender within 10 yards. They sacked Baker 5 times. It's Groundhog's Day over and over again. And my tweet was more so I don't understand how coaching-wise going into this stretch when it was like you look at these 5 games, it's like
Giants, Bucs,
and then you got the Panthers next week, who like even anymore, it's like, is that a guaranteed win? Absolutely not. And then you close with the Bears and the Vikings. They should have been able to win at least 4 of those games, you would think, compared, like, looking at what their schedule was leading up to this and how well Jordan Love had been playing. But you can't rely on the defense ever. You haven't been able to rely on the defense since AJ played, and they won the Super Bowl. That was, 12 years ago? Like, it's a joke, but nothing's ever going to change. So there's really no point in even getting pissed off about it, because it's just the same shit over and over again.
AJ, why are we always chatting about the Packers defense? Now, obviously, it's the way Ty thinks, but even the last few years, it's always, like, if you go back to NFC Championship, 3 years ago, 180 yards rushing before contact was given up. And it's like, if we address that potential issue, maybe you'll be able to go. Haven't been able to do it. Is it personnel? Is it obviously Joe Barry is not great? When you watch, why do you think that it is what it is right now with this Green Bay Packers defense?
I think like everything that's going wrong with any team in the NFL, it's a combination of things, no question. Like personnel, sure. They have tons of talent, though, when you look at that defense. Kenny Clark still had a couple sacks yesterday playing well. But, yeah, I don't know. Why do you put your finger on it? And you talk about Joe Barry as the D coordinator. Ty, are you that confident that he's going to be there next year? I mean, I hear people talking about they're trying
That's
to
Ty
right
being
now.
ridiculous. That's Ty being ridiculous.
Not even, though. They should have fired him after last year. Like, their defense was so bad down the stretch and all year, and it was the same thing. After all these games, LaFleur says, like, we're going to look at everything. Or he publicly questions, like, I don't know why he was calling this here. I don't know why we were playing so much zone when Baker was just chewing us apart. And then nothing ever happens. Like, I don't know if it's because he doesn't want to have that difficult conversation and actually fire a guy or what, or like if he's being super loyal to him, but he shouldn't have had the job coming into this year, and they're not going to fire him right now. Why would you with, 3 games left or whatever? But yeah, at this point, I do fully expect to see him back next year.
How about, you remember he was completely out on the season.
This is nuts.
Then he was all the way back in on the season.
Yep.
Now, emotionally distraught about the Packers
There's
right
no
now.
reason to be hopeful at all.
Well, you were, though. That's why you're so angry right now.
You were hopeful like 7 days ago.
No, I wasn't. I was pretty much done after that Giants loss, and I had a bad feeling going into today. But the good thing is that it isn't Jordan Love's fault. It's not.
So we got the answer at one very important part.
I think so. I've been happy with the offense, but again, this defense will suck until an asteroid hits the world and it explodes 1,000 years from now. So does it matter? Probably not.
Emotionally attached.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking about asteroids.
Yeah,
1,000 years from now, blowing up all of Earth will be the only way to fix that defense.
Baker's a sweet boy who had a great day.
Let's talk about Baker being a sweet boy. Here's an interesting stat from Hembo. Only Rodgers had ever had a perfect passer rating at Lambeau. And compared to Tom Brady at this time last season, Baker, maybe he shouldn't be so distraught.
Hold the phone.
Baker Mayfield has more yards per attempt, better touchdown-interception ratio, a higher QBR, and a better record. This guy's playing better than Tom Brady.
He's a great player.
Okay?
He's a great
So
player.
maybe it's not Joe Barry's the problem.
No.
Maybe Baker Mayfield had all the answers.
Baker Brady.
Could be.
Maybe that was what it was.
But that doesn't.
He was threading the needle yesterday, Ty. If you see it like multiple times, they're working like the seams, like with the back or somebody else that's like a slot receiver. Like they work the seam. Baker fits some balls in some tight spots that I think some QBs may be scared to even pull the trigger on.
I agree, but when you also have the Bucs in like 3rd and 15 or longer, like 12 times in the game, and they get a first down every single goddamn time.
That's
like,
a play. That's a good play.
Those are tough.
It is. Like,
Those are
that,
tough.
that drives me nuts. And you're right, Baker is playing unbelievable, but that doesn't excuse how Joe Brady made Tommy DeVito look like Adrian Peterson circa 2013 last week with him just scampering all over. I mean, it is. Like, again, you don't want to take away anything
They're
from
handing out
Baker,
balls in Lambeau.
but every single time, like, there's a big play, too. You got 2 D-backs looking at each other, throwing their hands up like neither one of them knows what the hell's going on. I don't know if that's personnel, if that's coaching. I think it's all the above, but I don't know, man. It's just sick. That was a great pass.
What a catch.
That was a great pass.
That was a dart.
But again, what was? Oh yeah, that was they had just gotten a sack. End of the half, they push them back. It was
Godwin
2nd and 22, and then Godwin.
2nd and 29 here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
2nd and 29. Got to stop. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And he
okay.
backpedals
Boom.
for another
yeah.
4.
Yep, right into field goal range.
2-minute drive.
And a half.
Handling that better than Trevor Lawrence in
Sure.
the Jacksonville
Nice.
Jags. That was wild last night. But Bake gets a big-time win. The Bucs go into Lambeau and do their thing and obviously steal the happiness directly out of all Green Bay Packers fans. But future's bright.
Yeah, on offense. Yeah, future is bright.
Which is Matt LaFleur.
I've made some throws.
Which is good.
I want him gone too.
He's offense coordinator. What do you
I
want?
don't care.
You want another offense coordinator for Jordan Love?
Absolutely.
Jeez, you're calling for everybody.
I am. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I want everybody gone.
You said there's no point in even getting mad, though. You seem to be a bit upset.
Yeah, well, I'm pissed. So you know what? I want him to have a shitty Christmas too.
Hell yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, that's not very holiday spirity of you, but
It's not.
I do appreciate that you've gotten yourself, because you kind of worked your way into a shoot. Because at the beginning, it was like Jordan Love not really caring.
Yeah, true.
Following along. Hey, we got the guy. We'll be able to. Then you got a little bit of, oh, wait a minute. You started believing.
Started seeing them in the. They were in the playoffs. They were in that slot.
Beating the Lions on Thursday night on Thanksgiving.
And then they got beat last week, and they're still in that slot. Hey, we're okay. We should have beat the Giants. We didn't. We're still in the playoffs. No big deal. Get embarrassed at home. I fully expect next week to be a shit show and them to get beat by Carolina on Christmas Eve. I hope they don't, but I swear to God, I think they're going to.
Hey, Carolina's a good ball club.
They are.
They just beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Big win.
They just beat the Atlanta Falcons so bad that if you're from Atlanta, the only thing you can post on X is how much you hate Arthur Smith.
Yes.
And that is how bad they beat the Atlanta Falcons. Now, came down to a game winner, and the weather was terrible. This was played in the smallest crowd in the history of the NFL, non-COVID era. Okay. During the COVID era, there may have been less people in the stands than this, but maybe. We don't know.
Not sure. Weather.
We have no idea.
Sweet jerseys, too.
Great jerseys.
Helmets. Man, nobody loves a red zone turnover like Ritter does.
No way.
Lives for him.
He's not scared to go ahead and toss it to the other team when we're about to score, like Trevor Lawrence last night. There's a couple different things. Tabor was dancing and a lot.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Panthers being like, Falcons are now scheduling their vacations right alongside of us.
Sweet.
That's like they took that's all they did. They just took happiness for somebody else, and it was like worth it, 100%. We love it. So if the Panthers, who are coming off a big-time win, do beat the Packers on Christmas Eve, can't wait to see you.
Oh, boy.
Can't wait to FaceTime in the middle of that. He'll be, 10 whiskeys deep probably.
Yeah, yep.
Just, of course.
That's not happening. Packers won't let that happen. There's no way.
Is that right?
No way, Ty.
AJ, you suiting up for him on defensive side of the ball? You calling plays for him?
No, they don't want that, but I just feel like
they do.
Man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think as long as you do have your quarterback, does Ty believe Jordan Love is the quarterback of the future?
Yes,
for sure?
I do.
Okay, then you should be a little bit relieved then, because everything else,
AJ,
we all know that's the toughest piece to get.
Yeah, but they had Rodgers and Favre for 30 years and won two Super Bowls because the defense sucked almost every single year. Yeah. And the 2 years it didn't, they won a Super Bowl. It's maddening. It's maddening. It's insane, but that's the way it is. That's life.
Hey, you could get somebody off the couch and they could play very well for you. Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns.
Man.
Now, Chicago Bears could have been a story too.
Yeah.
Petey, baby?
Should have.
Could have been a story. Today, we could have been singing the praises of Eberflus and Justin Fields and DJ Moore speaking out about Justin Fields afterwards, saying, I don't know if Caleb and Drake are better than Justin Fields. So I don't even know what the conversation is. DJ Moore was obviously part of a trade from the Carolina Panthers where they said we don't need our number one weapon, and the Chicago Bears definitely need it. Now, over the last 7 weeks, Chicago Bears have been playing good football.
Yes.
Chicago Bears have become a little bit of a wagon. The offense has kind of figured out how to operate around what Justin Fields has talents at. Now, what does that mean for next year? We don't know. Defensive side of the ball, since they make the trade and pay $100 million to Sweat, everybody else has seemingly got better on that side of the ball as well. So taking on this Cleveland Browns team, this was a real head scratcher. Who's going to do what? Who's going to show up? And then early in that game, it was tight. Joey Flacco has a pick six. Mm-hmm. He would throw another one as well. It became a situation where this is the Joe Flacco that everybody expected in Cleveland. But people like us who got a chance to see Joe Flacco up close and personal in that AFC North knew that all you need to do is give Joey Flacco a chip in the chair.
Yep.
All he needs is the slightest opportunity, and he's going to make things happen. And he stole the joy from Chicago with a beautiful comeback win against the Chicago Bears, where not only does he showcase that deep ball, he showcases his athleticism, moving the pocket, but how about his precision?
Dart.
How about his absolute dot to Amari Cooper whenever they needed it late in the fourth quarter? How about a defense knowing that Amari Cooper's probably going to be the one you're looking for. They got people everywhere on this particular play. Somebody with a less of an arm than Joe Flacco hits the side of one of those Bears players that could have picked that thing like they had earlier in the game 2 times. Absolute seed from Joe Flacco. Then, how are you going to back it up? I don't know. With David Njoku, who's become like the number 1 tight end in the NFL over the last few weeks, as Joe Flacco has become their quarterback. Brock Purdy and George Kittle found each other quick and often. Joe Flacco and Dave Njoku, a man who had his face on fire just a few weeks ago, have become a tag team like Hawk and Animal of the Road Warriors.
Hell yeah.
It's been fun to watch this story. Joe Flacco spoke to the team afterwards. He said, I feel like a 10-year-old. I feel like a 10-year-old playing with you guys on the field. Just loves that he's back in the game. He did an interview with Mark Sanchez, and he was just chit-chatting about the things that he knows, and doesn't know, and how much fun he's having, and how appreciative he is of the opportunity, how so many backups were signed to teams. And Joe Flacco's just sitting there, waiting, hoping that somebody will give him a call. And now all the dog pound is like, thank God we called that guy. Joe Flacco's magical. He's loving it. He has all the ability, and I think he's very grateful to be a Cleveland Brown. They might, don't look now. He's been there, done that. You know, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger. That was the AFC, okay? The AFC champions for like 2 decades. Guess who snuck in a couple times?
Who's that?
Joe Flacco. Okay, Joe Flacco snuck in there. That's 2 decades ago, this guy. Still got it, AJ. Beautiful to watch what's happening over there in Cleveland.
I mean, you mentioned Njoku and how well he is playing. That's 3rd and 15. Like, can you imagine if you're Chicago, right? That's such a backbreaker. And good job by Flacco sitting there, backpedal, buy some time, and then sneak it right over the top of the D lineman who's dropping out. That's just a beautiful play. But, yeah, the Amari Cooper play, when I was watching that live, I was, like, almost in disbelief that he threw it and that it worked out, and then Amari found a way to stay in bounds and score. But, yeah, Njoku, when you look at the dude physically, you would think, this guy, how do you cover him? How do you do anything with this guy? And I think he's showing us right now, like, he's starting to scratch what his potential could eventually be.
Kevin Stefanski, Peter Schrager reported this morning, Emmy winner. Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football. He reported on his X, and I probably assume on Good Morning Football, that Kevin Stefanski, I think, had Njoku talk to the team the night before and basically said, like, this guy epitomizes where Brown is. And then I think he got a game ball afterwards. Like,
long way.
I think they're empowering the hell out of Njoku to be the guy. And if he gets going, and that offensive line's still that offensive line, they're always going to run the ball well.
Cooper.
And then Amari's still making hilarious catches. And Stefanski's got to be loving his life. Holy hell. We got a winner.
He just doesn't get rattled either. You know, you talked about, throwing those picks and those turnovers. A lot of young quarterbacks or inexperienced quarterbacks, especially backup, you come with the defense. You don't want to mess it up. You want to kind of manage the game. Maybe you get a little hesitant. The receivers, we see some receivers on some people's teams in here aren't necessarily giving the best effort down in and down out, and that's because you don't believe in your quarterback. Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's because you don't believe in your quarterback.
Don't say anything bad about them.
So that goes a long way to have a guy like that you mentioned, been there, done that, doesn't get phased, and then can step in the pocket, stay in the pocket, and make those type of throws down the stretch, man. That's special to see.
Joey Flacco, comeback player of the year, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we're talking comeback. I think it should just be MVP at this point. Are you kidding me?
I did see Ronnie. Ronnie Stavi.
That's right.
Thought the same thing. Lamar and Joe Flacco potentially battling against each other for the MVP this year. So that'd be a big win for Baltimore.
I also mentioned, what Isaiah Likely was up to after the game, but it does feel like Flacco has been, the best, or at least one of the best of the backup quarterbacks to come in. And
definitely. He is what we thought the Pastronaut was going to be.
Bingo.
We thought the Pastronaut of Arizona was potentially going to go. Remember at the beginning, it's like, wait a minute. Is Josh Dobbs the guy for Arizona with this new offense, new culture, new system? They're fighting. Here we go as they await Kyler Murray. What's the future? Who knows? Then obviously Kyler comes back. He's still moving.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch Kyler do his thing. They lose, but it is fun to watch him do his thing. And then he gets traded to Minnesota, and we have that magical weekend where he just goes, and Kevin O'Connell was telling him the plays right beforehand, and he's so smart so he can actually digest that and execute and win the game. It's like, all right, this is going to be the guy. Josh Dobbs finally getting his opportunity again to maybe be. It's like Joe Flacco, actually, AJ. Like, he comes in off the couch. Drop him in off the couch. And it's like, did they just get better with this guy? And what was the percentage? 24%, 34%? I forget.
I think when Hansen said it on Red Zone, 25, 26, somewhere around 24, somewhere around there.
The percentage of salary cap on IR.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously.
they're banged up. Both sides of the ball.
If they were able to win this, Andrew Barry, GM, Cleveland Browns, Stefanski should be in some conversation.
Yeah.
Like, even if they make the play, they lose Chubb. Remember that? Chubb was their offense.
Forever ago.
He was their offense, and that was nasty. Then, obviously, Deshaun plays, doesn't play. He's out.
Conklin.
Who knows what they're going to be? Defense, offense, defense.
Both tackles.
Everywhere. It's like they lost. It was just another boom, 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 boom. And now we're heading into Week 16 with this Cleveland Browns team, and we're like, well, hey, the boys play tough.
Yeah, 9-5.
The boys play tight.
Good team.
What a move. What an organization. What a program, the Cleveland Browns. You know, because normally the Cleveland Browns would mess this whole thing up. That would be the history of the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. But not this year, AJ. Feels different over there.
No, it does. But think of Flacco, where his mind was. Like, I'm sure in his mind he thought, hey, I may never play again. Like, I might not get signed again. If I do, maybe I'll go back somebody up. Who knows? He's waiting for the right opportunity. But the fact that he's in there and he's coming back, winning games like in big time, making huge throws, of course he's going to be super thankful and grateful. It's got to feel awesome for him. So I think it's really easy to root for a dude like that. But we talked about it when he signed there. Like, isn't this set up for a Joe Flacco situation? Like, here we go. We run the ball well. Our defense is awesome. We can get after it. We have weapons on the outside. Our offensive line can block. Yeah, all we need is Joe Flacco, not even to be a game manager. Joe's going out there and making plays to win the game.
Yeah, they're letting him too. I mean, it isn't just like sometimes. He said the reason to that Mark Sanchez conversation, Sanchez both tweeted it and Instagrammed it. But I think he said something along the lines like, in his mind, he was saying he still got it. It was nice to like go out
and actually prove it.
Yeah,
prove it to yourself. Yeah, I'm sure.
He was like, in my mind, I was thinking, because I think Sanchez like, did you expect this or something along those lines? And he said, in my mind, yeah, but it was nice to be able to prove it. I think he's just house money type view. Like, that's just kind of how he's viewing this all. And what a perfect situation to do that.
Think about the two teams and the two quarterbacks with backups in the AFC North this weekend, with the Bengals coming back down 14 in the fourth with huge plays from Browning, and then Flacco doing the same for the Browns, and then obviously the Hail Mary that wasn't to end the game. But like, huge moment. Like, those are huge wins for the playoffs, especially with the Texans getting a win yesterday and the Bills getting a win yesterday. Those two teams stay in the playoffs. Those were huge.
Yes, massive.
Huge.
And they have future implications as well. Let's talk about a team that has been very dominant this whole time. This Niners team, bro.
Man.
Jesus.
Brock Purdy came out afterwards and he said, CMC's my MVP. He should win the MVP. That's obviously running back on his team that he's the quarterback of, where people think he could potentially be the MVP. And he's only making $850,000 versus what everybody else at his particular position who's playing anywhere near the caliber that he is playing is making. So obviously that team loves each other. They appreciate each other. CMC has 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah, freak.
K just starts going. And he's not the only one on that offense that was rolling yesterday.
Nope.
Ayuk had some. He was eating. Obviously, Kittle was eating out there. It is, Debo does this thing. Yeah. It's a never-ending supply of weapons. Mm-hmm. And then this dude, off-schedule plays, game-changing plays, hitting Christian McCaffrey, who has enough time to fall and then score a touchdown, because I think safeties were running across the field and then somebody just squatted because Purdy was getting out of the pocket, and then he was left wide open. He's CMC. He might win the MVP as a running back. Should probably have eyes on that guy, no matter where he is headed, no matter what Brock Purdy's doing. But, like, this team's awesome. Then you see the interview afterwards of Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey, where he's like, yeah, call us Rob and Big, which is obviously a shout out to Rob Daredeck and Big Black from their Fantasy Factory days. Rest in peace to Big Black. I've had the incredible opportunity to hang out with Big Black a few times.
Whoa.
He is hilarious. We had a good time.
Was he just like, I assume he's just like he was on the show?
Bingo, but people's reactions to him whenever they saw him in public called for a lot of, like, he was awesome. He was... I think he died in 2017. I looked it up yesterday whenever the whole thing happened. That was a long time ago. Rest in peace to Big Black.
Yep.
Hey, you did it.
Job well done.
You're a good dude, too. He was a good dude. Very good to me. I'm very thankful. But Trent Williams saying that about him and CMC, it's like the locker's tight, the team's talented. Every week they do something offensively that seems to be new, so defenses can never really get a clue of what they're doing. The defense, we'll be talking to Fred Warner here in about an hour and 15 minutes. They're unbelievable. This is the team, isn't it? This is the one. This is the winner? Is this what we're thinking?
It sure feels like that,
sure.
but I mean, a lot has to happen for that to for them to actually follow through.
So fast.
This was so awesome, too. I love how he's holding the ball, too.
Charvarius Ward,
If you're that fast, I can't tell him, hey, man, ball security. I'm like, yeah, you run like a 4-1 on the field. You can do whatever you want.
So fast. It looked like he was, you know how they say people look like they were shot out of a cannon? When he caught that ball, it looked like he was actually shot out of a cannon.
It's gliding.
Because other people were running next to him that are professional athletes and very fast. And see ya.
Gone.
Out of here. So fast, so athletic. And that's not even the first, 3 people you're saying on that defensive side of the ball.
No.
Whenever you're listing them off, or 4 people.
He could be, because
They got a second one.
He's having an all-pro year. He's having a lot now. You had a little tweaked hammy, I think, last week, too. So for him to come back 2 picks, he's been balling all year long, though.
You go Fred Warner, you got Bosa, then Ufanga probably gets a shout out.
Hargrave, Greenlaw.
There is so many
Chase
names
Young.
on that defense.
Chase
Young is now over there. It's like they have a plethora of riches, and they all have the dog mentality, seemingly, as well. I love them going into the playoffs last year, and you're right, a lot of things have to go right. Like, for instance, can't have Murphy's Law happen. What can go wrong will go wrong in the first quarter of the NFC Championship game, where you literally can't attempt a forward pass for the rest of the game. That's tough in football. That's going to be a difficult thing to accomplish.
Need that.
It feels like the perfect recipe, perfect storm over there with the Niners. AJ?
Yeah, they're an actual team. That clip that we showed, the last clip we showed, just watching Fred Warner casually, like he doesn't take the bait in front of him. He keeps getting depth, and he forces the high throw that makes the pick happen. Like, that's what great teams do. If you see Fred right there, there's, you want to jump on that cross underneath? Nah, let me hang out and make this thing a tough throw for the quarterback, and boom, here we go. That's team football right there.
Technically sound. I mean, there's just, you add another trait that they have that's just phenomenal. And the other team in the NFC that we thought were a buzzsaw, okay, because remember, we ruled the Eagles out last week.
Yeah, they were done.
We ruled the Eagles out last week. That's what everybody did.
Still might be.
Not us. I'm just saying that's what happened last week. Why? Because the Dallas Cowboys beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
This Dallas Cowboys team's a real deal.
Yeah.
They are the real deal.
Funny how things change.
Now it's the Cowboys and it's the Niners. That's who it is on the NFC side. And who's going to get home field advantage? Obviously, it's a massive ordeal because how good the Cowboys are at home versus how good they are on the road. But this is a different Cowboys team. We're all saying it. We're all saying it.
I think Dak jumped Purdy MVP.
He did.
MVP,
yeah.
We all were saying it.
Uh-huh.
They go up to Western New York and just get absolutely curb stomped by the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Killed.
Just demolished.
Yep. Murder.
Demoralized.
What?
I thought you were going to say another one. I thought we were going to.
I was trying to, and then I just forgot him.
Now, 10 people in the program were sick before the game, so they were not going up there at their best. And if you looked at the moxie and vibes, some of them had some eyes that looked like they were like deer in the headlights type look early in that game. And then we saw that scrum in the first drive where James Cook picks up an extra 8 yards to pick up a first down when the entire team just says, hey, Cowboys, get the hell out of the way. And they just start moving them, bullying them, literally from the first drive all the way through what Deion Dawkins did to a guy in the middle of a play where they're on the 21 right there. That's where they engaged.
Jesus.
They are now on the 1 yard line. That is a 20-yard movement of a human. That's bullying. The Buffalo Bills bullied the Dallas Cowboys. Big Mike's not going to love that, but that's certainly what happened last night. So people are just saying the Cowboys are out. Do you agree with that, AJ? You think the Cowboys are dead? I have some interesting stats from Hembo here.
Why are they out, though? Just for away, though, before you get to them. It's their away situation that's the biggest issue, right? Playing on the road is what they haven't been able to figure out.
Dallas's last 5 road games versus winning teams.
Oh, okay.
Bills, Eagles, 49ers twice, and Jags, 0-5.
Oh, no.
Average score, 32-18. Outgained by 402 yards.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I'd say it's a home and away type thing. Dak on third down had 11 dropbacks, 7 pressures, won 2 for 7 passing. They had 2 first downs, and they gave up 3 sacks on third down last night against the Buffalo Bills. So what is it? Why is it when they're on the road? I think that is the question everybody's asking. You, former player, do you have an answer for why they might suck on the road and be great at home?
I don't know. I mean, when I was playing in Green Bay, we had periods of time where we and Big Mike would tell us that we're not taking advantage of Lambeau, where we weren't playing well at home for some reason. Like, we were doing well on the road, and I never really could put our finger on it. I don't understand it. I really don't. I know obviously going on the road, it's tougher for your offense if you can't hear the snap count, all of that stuff. But I just don't know why it's such a big difference.
What do you think?
It was obvious.
What?
Can't hear that cadence, huh?
Here we go. I didn't hear that once last night.
Here we go. You got to go silent on the road. But obviously, that's not the real reason. But it's tough.
Maybe.
Just like the Browns' defense.
It's part of it.
They're split home and away with their defense. It's like a damn near 20-point gap. So sometimes the coach only knows, what it is. Is it travel?
No, I think he doesn't even know. I
got to figure it out.
I think Big Mike has even said
rattled right now. Yeah.
I do not know why this is the way it is. When I was on teams, obviously I had the chance to observe a lot because the position in which I was in. There were like trends for some teams, like playing better at home or playing better on the road used to be what like the teams that I was like, hey, much better out of here than in here.
Starting slow,
and you try to figure it out. And it's like, but why do teams start slow some days? Like I don't know any of those.
You always want a fast start. That's the thing. We always let's get out to a fast start. So basically, what coaches, the only thing they can try to manipulate is like warm-ups. Okay, we're going to I feel like it's been dead in warm-ups. We're not going hard, so we're going to go ones-on-ones. We've talked about this on the show before. Usually everyone's thinking, let's get out to a fast start and all that stuff. Yeah, but how do you do that? How do you how do you prep for the week to make sure you do get out to a fast start? And I think everybody is always trying to figure that out.
I assume somebody that's never played or coached but has watched movies on how it's supposed to go say that the coach is supposed to give you a message that gets you motivated and inspired from the very beginning. But it's like, that ain't real.
That never crossed my mind, honestly. The fact that you brought it is, I'm sure a lot of people do think that, but until you said it, that never crossed my mind as a thing that could help your team get off to a fast start.
Coach got to give a better speech before the game. That is clearly what it is. It's like, I've seen some great speeches, some real emotion and energy, and then guys go on the field and play terrible. And then I've seen some terrible warm-ups, speeches, and then go on the field in the team. None of it makes sense. None of it. So, like, the Cowboys being great at home, is it as easy as they just feel better? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just feel better. Wow, it's a nice locker room. You don't have to sleep in a random hotel.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful stadium. Maybe it's just the vibes. I have no idea what it is, but they need to get it figured out because if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you see, you're going to have to win at least one game, not at your house.
That's right.
And that's a pretty big one. So I don't know how Big Mike fix it, but maybe they need to start flying in nicer planes.
That's a good idea.
Maybe they need to stay in nicer hotels.
Maybe not as nice planes. I know what coaches in the past will say, no, we're going to a smaller plane and not as nice a hotels until you guys figure this thing out.
So I was going with their vibes were negative on the road. You're saying need to be a little negative.
You want them pissed off. Yeah, as some coaches say, you want the red ass. You ever heard that?
Yeah, piss hot, red ass.
10 o'clock bed check, not 11, 10 o'clock.
Whoa.
That would get you.
No ice cream at snacking.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do that anymore anyways. There's no fun because the nutritionists came in. Of course. No, they don't. Yeah. They don't. I don't even know if they're allowed.
What about the coaches, though? What about all the coaches that's all they have to look forward to is that Saturday big ice cream bowl?
Yeah, I get my Toradol shot, and then I eat my ice cream, and then I sleep for 7 straight hours. I don't do that all week. That's all I look up. Well, the nutritionist said you can't have the ice cream in front of the big boys because the big boys don't have enough discipline to walk by and they won't be able to play their best. Only worked for, 75 years in the NFL?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, but we know. We know.
They still do Popeyes?
I doubt it, bro. You got to remember.
No way.
I'm telling you. The NFL, they made a rule. It was the NFLPA was pushing for this. That you have to have a nutritionist on staff for every single building. So that nutritionist job, full-time, is to make sure that all of the food is the best food. You know what I mean?
Not tasting.
They're not doing the whole ice cream, pizza, wings. They're not doing it anymore.
Gotta have the ice cream. Gotta have the Popeye.
Gotta have the pizza.
Probably gotta have the wings as well.
Yeah. Right.
Need the wings.
Couple beers, maybe.
Definitely a couple beers. What are the big guys supposed to? How are they supposed to sleep?
Exactly. They're melatonin.
Nobody's talking about how great the Bills are, maybe.
Well, that's what it feels like. What's the combined record of the Niners, Bills, and Eagles at home? It's hard to imagine any of those three have lost more than 1 or 2 games.
I agree. That's a tough lineup right there against who they're playing. Let's go through some Bills interesting stats from Hembo, shall we? Ooh. Stop me whenever, okay? Stop me whenever. Not mid-sentence, though.
Sure. Yeah. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Post-stat.
Have a little coof.
Hashtag stat that. Stop me. Post-stat.
Okay.
Bills have controlled like crazy under Joe Brady, who's been offense coordinator for 4 games since Ken Dorsey has been fired. 301 plays they have. Opponents have only run 238 plays. They've had the ball for 148 minutes. The other teams, only 100.
Oh, okay. Wow. So this is Ken just wanted to light up scoreboard.
because I know what he's doing.
Okay.
He wants to be a head coach.
Joe Brady wants to win football games.
Joe Brady also, I think James Cook saw.
Yeah.
This guy's really good. Why are we not giving this guy the ball? Well, he fumbled. Okay, if we go through the history of running backs, probably a chance they put the ball on the ground every once in a while.
Guys tend to fumble.
That's going to happen. They're taking a lot of hits. They're going to make late decisions on where they're going. Guys
are punching the hell out of him every single play, too. Like, now, it's a lot different now, too. I think it's a lot tougher to carry the ball now.
Agreed. So, but they were like kind of in we punish guys that fumble, which I understand. There's some old school coaches that do that. But it felt like James Cook was kind of getting tossed to his side a little bit.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray became the guy. We appreciate Latavius Murray.
Good player.
Did great last night. He does his thing. But also, like, James Cook is a guy. Why would you not want him? Joe Brady was seeing the same things that we were seeing, I think. Bills have a third down pass rush to die for, says Hembo.
Ooh.
Best pressure percentage in the league.
Really?
Wow.
You would not believe that on X because, boy, oh boy, the Bills fans do not like their D-line.
Okay, well, this is from Hembo. Bills snaps the last 2 games offensively. 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 57. 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 18. 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 42.
Here we go.
So they are
in the ball.
They're getting into it. This is a full systematic strategy change for the Buffalo Bills over the last couple weeks.
Very, very interesting. But I mean, we talked about it earlier. They were very, very Josh Allen dependent on him. Hey, get the ball in 17 hands, just make him do something special. Force the ball to Stephon Diggs. Somebody else make it. We would have Gabe Davis wins a couple games, no targets. Now I think at some point you have to get 14 involved a little bit more. This was an ugly weather game, but I like teams that can win in different ways.
How about that catch from Stephon?
Unbelievable.
He looks so cool walking in there too with his fit.
Oh yeah,
looks so proper.
Trevon and Aiden with him.
Yeah, Aiden's a cool kid.
Yeah,
Aiden's a cool kid. Bills, Eagles, Niners, 23-4 at home.
Okay, so that's
So something to think about.
23-4 at home. So Cowboys on the road might not just be like these guys stink. They might be also running into buzzsaws.
And that Eagles one wasn't bad. Like, they had chances that entire fourth quarter. They just kept going for it on 4th down when they could have been kicking field goals. Now, they didn't realize they could have been kicking field goals, but that was a close. That one they probably should have won.
Let's go back to what the Bills did to the Cowboys yesterday. They had 120 yards after contact in run game. On average, they gained 2.5 yards per carry after contact. Oh,
damn!
That's quarter of first down.
Yeah,
after contact. Okay, come on.
Tackle.
Sick or weak.
What are we doing? They had 10 days. They had that salmonella.
Yeah.
Did you hear Nick had salmonella, AJ?
I did not. We knew to eat something bad. What was it?
He just found out recently, I think, because there was a recall on who?
Quaker Oats granola bars. They're actually quite tasty, but don't eat them.
Right now, there's something in those granola bars.
Sounds not good.
We have a bunch of those still.
Throw them out.
Get rid of them.
Salmonella coming right up. You. That's on you. You let AJ. You let Hawk eat one.
Yeah, microdose them, AJ. Get salmonella on your immune system.
I don't think that's a great idea.
The Bills are playing vastly different against weapons this year. The Bills D have held Tyreek to 58 yards, CeeDee Lamb to 53 yards, Jamar Chase to 41 yards, Mike Evans to 39 yards, and A.J. Brown to 37 yards. Wait a minute. Hold the phone.
And then they lose to the Jets and Patriots. They don't know how to play teams without weapons.
Whoa.
What do we do? This team can't do anything. McDermott, Josh Allen gave McDermott love in his interview with Aaron Andrews after the game. Talked about how, McDermott, he made sure he said, Coach McDermott and the defense have done a phenomenal job. And I forgot, McDermott's the D coordinator. I did kind of forget about that, AJ.
Yeah, that has kind of flown under the radar considering how good their defense was last year with Leslie Frazier and then the uniqueness of him kind of stepping away as well.
1 year. This is still the first year of them in there, right? Mm-hmm. So they're probably growing, developing. They've had some injuries.
Yeah, super banged up.
Poyer's
It was a mentality yesterday. Don't you feel? I feel like it was a mentality their whole team had yesterday.
Yeah.
We showed all the extra yardage they get on those run plays, but also their defense. Who was it that went submarining over top of QB when he run it, and then Zach Martin comes and smokes him? The Bills were ready for a fight. They came out ready to roll. So we should maybe ask them, hey, what'd you do to get out to a fast?
Was it number 20? No. Was it?
Yeah, 20 went sailor dive right over top, and then Zach Martin comes.
Rapp? Is that Rapp?
Yeah, it was Taylor Rapp.
Yeah.
Really
Taylor
cool
Rapp.
yesterday.
I was watching the video as you were in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, I do. We've mentioned this a few times. Texas, Oklahoma. You said
I thought of you saying this right after this play. No joke.
Okay, so I thought of it last night as they were just moving the pile first series with James Cook. I'm like, AJ said, like, you know, one of the things he noticed about why he thought Oklahoma was going to beat Texas that day is because they were the alphas. They were the aggressors. They were the ones a little bit afterwards getting up off of people. Like, they were setting a tone. The Bills were doing it. Look at this. Oh, the entire Bills team is pretty much in there just moving the Dallas Cowboys. It's like, these are tone setters here.
Agreed 100%. And with that game, with what we're talking about, and I don't know how is this going to – I think Dak should be fined a day later. All quarterbacks should be fined a day later. If you just pitter-patter and then go to slide right before someone's about to take off of your head.
Okay, that is a conversation, you know, because there's been quarterbacks that have been hit during the slide. And obviously everybody loses their mind because it's quarterback. But also if you're the defensive player who's running 15?
At least.
15 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Sure.
You can lay off, though.
Okay.
You can lay off it, especially when you throw the little, because usually you throw a little shiver at the end.
Yeah, that was what hit Dak in the head.
Yeah, that's usually what you hit him with. So and it's so hard. It's so hard to tackle quarterbacks in the open field because of that. You never know if they're going to go slide, and then you got guys like freak athletes like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, who can shake you, can run you over. Will Levis, who's going to try to probably run you over at this point. So it is tough, and it's kind of like you're hesitant. But that one, I think he could have.
Super cool hoodie today.
Yeah.
Artsy.
Like paint splatter, but not actually splatter.
Artist.
Who's the artist?
Sutai.
Did you get that at Basel?
Susai?
I did not. She was at Basel.
Susai?
I knew she was, yeah.
Sutai?
Yeah.
Like Thailand?
Suetsai.
That's not how you say that.
Susai?
That's her name. It's her name.
D-Buck, go to Art Basel?
Yeah.
I didn't go this year. I went once.
What is it? What do you do there? Your Illuminati friends? What do you do?
It's good network, but everybody, just like an All-Star Weekend or Super Bowl or F1, everybody throws their little activations, different events. You got swag bags and parties.
Is it just a big art show or what?
Yeah, there are people who are like soup. They have a bunch of museums and displays and shit like that. I don't know if you guys remember that, like a banana duct tape to the wall. Like I remember actually seeing that.
Yeah, it's like $10 million.
Yeah, it's art is ridiculous. It's just
it's something.
It's ridiculous.
Art's
ridiculous.
Not art, really.
It's in the eye of the beholder, really, but it's also ridiculous.
Yeah, seems like the people that are moving those things,
Yeah, exactly.
Might be
kind of like an Etsy situation, people are saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
That's what you were saying.
That's what conspiracy theory Twitter says.
Hey, Christmas, big time Etsy time. You know what I mean? Need to buy all these crafty,
personalized.
crafty.
What happened? Do I need to stop using it? Just let me know that.
No, you use Etsy?
I know people that do.
Okay. Etsy, normally the platform in my life, the wife finds something on there that's really cool. And we're purchasing it now, and who knows what's actually going to show up, but most of the time, pretty good. A lot of potential tasks for people to do on there as well. And then there's some conspiracies brewing about it as well. But here's a conspiracy that I'm about. The brand new Lions were never gone.
No.
Oh, is that right?
Amen.
The brand new Lions just had a couple bad weeks.
Okay.
Every once in a while that's going to happen, AJ. Every once in a while you're going to show up and you're not going to be able to do it. Sometimes the NFL isn't the easiest. But the brand new Lions proved once again that they are not a team that you want to run into. The Detroit Lions are a buzzsaw. They had Buzz Lightyear on the sideline.
Oh, sweet.
He was cutting a promo for them. They had Jared Goff spinning it. They had the defense flying around. And they had Sean Payton chewing out Russell Wilson.
Awesome.
You're talking about MCDC saying, to get off the schneid, I need to coach the boys a little bit harder. That's what he said. I need to coach the boys a little bit harder. Well, some real hard-ass Detroit Lions stuff happened again.
Yeah.
They're not dead. They're not the same old Lions. They're a team that might be able to go on a run in the NFC. Now, going to have to beat the Niners at some point.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, what are they? We shall see.
We'll find out in a
But
couple
why
weeks.
not the Detroit football Lions, Evan Foxy, especially after watching them play on Saturday?
Exactly. We have a coach, Pat. That was MCDC game. MCDC rallied the troops. We lose to the Bears last week. We stink. We're frauds. We're the same old Lions. It's over. And MCDC says, no. All they did is went to work, and they got back to ground and pound football. Jahmyr Gibbs, 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Pretty sure Montgomery added about 80 yards to that rush total as well. 3 touchdowns for Sam Laporta, and Jared Goff was absolutely perfect. I don't care what the defense does. If the offense plays like that, They can beat anyone.
Goff goes 24, 34, 278 with 5 tuds.
Mm-hmm. 5?
Boom.
5 touchdowns for Jared Goff. And then 3 of them go to a tight end. MCDC obviously going to build the team through a tight end. This Sam Laporta dude's a real deal.
He is.
He's a real deal. And Ben Johnson knows how to utilize him and how to make some plays happen. Him, obviously, with a little wiggle, a little bit of shake, but him and Jared Goff's relationship and chemistry through the roof quickly over there. This team's all the way back, AJ. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, week to week, you never really know how we can crown a team or trash them and say they're garbage. But no, I don't. I think they definitely have a chance.
Never.
No, but I think the Detroit Lions. I never wrote them off completely, but it is funny sometimes seeing when they play well how good they can truly be. And when Jared Goff is on, man, he is on. He has showed that this year.
That was a sick front flip and a great
When
punt.
Goff is indoors.
Yeah.
Indoor, but I mean that run game, Gibbs he's so
smooth,
freaking talented and fast, explosive. But when that run game is going with him and Montgomery, and then his play action, Jared Goff's play action game, especially on first down, play action, and you already know where the routes is coming. It's dig routes, crossing routes. He's just been money. And then when you get in the red area, that was Laporta on Patrick Surtain Jr. That's the best corner in the league, and he's running a little,
He doesn't care.
He didn't even know.
No.
Who's on me? Who cares?
Doesn't matter. What am I going to do? I'm going to go catch touchdowns.
And he did.
And he did.
If there's a draft eligible tight end from Iowa, you take them
immediately.
Even though their offense in Iowa can't do anything.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, go look at his offensive numbers from Iowa. Same with Kittle. Same with Hawkinson. Laughable. And then look at what they do in the NFL. It's unbelievable.
Speaking of laughable, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, I got a chance to get eyes on them, and the boys look good. They look big.
Great swag.
Great mocks.
The uniform's always going to look great, if that's what you mean.
Coaches' outfits on the sideline, too, also clean.
Agreed.
I mean, they look sweet.
You see Danny? Was he chewing on gum?
Danny Smith got a chance to chat with him, obviously special teams guy. They block a punt.
He dials it up every week. He got no problem with him.
They block a punt, big-time return, still lose the game. Bad.
How?
Bad.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner's a dog.
Gardner Minshew is the reason why. Gardner Minshew ain't scared of nothing. Gardner Minshew's moxie has oozed through the rest of the locker room. The boys have responded. The offensive line seems to be on the same page, which they haven't been in a couple years. Gardner's directing traffic out there. Give me that. Michael Pittman Jr. in the concussion protocol. The guy who hit him, suspended for the rest of the year.
Oh, that makes sense.
That news came out today.
Wait, that's real?
Yep, that just came out today. The NFL is suspending safety Damonte KZ without pay for the remainder of the regular season and any potential postseason games for repeated violations of playing rules intended to protect the health and safety of players. Have not seen any of his other plays. I will say the one against Michael Pittman was ugly.
Yeah,
it was.
It was ugly.
Yeah, I didn't see the replay, but full speed it looked bad.
We saw the replay a couple times. Full speed, it was loud. Everybody on the field for both teams took a knee around him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was able to turn over this immediately afterwards, and I think he even had his knees up, but everybody still went and took a knee around them. Like Steelers players, Colts players, coaches, equipment staff, everybody's taking a knee. They thought it was going to be
rest of the year?
Suspended the rest of the year, yeah. They're going to say, because things he's done in the past, I haven't seen other plays he's done, but that one is probably going to be shown as what we don't want in the league anymore. You know what I mean? This is what we don't want. It can't have in the league anymore. Aside from that, Pittman's a dog. He said he's good. He's back. We got Mo Alley Cox scoring touchdowns. Alec Pierce is getting open. Then we got running backs. I didn't even know were on our team.
Nope.
I didn't even know these guys were on our team. Goodson went bananas, 11 rushes for 69 yards. There's Mo Alley Cox's touchdown where he gives a high five to everybody in the suite next to us and then leaves Foxy hanging.
Oh!
That was absolutely awesome. There's Goodson going absolutely bananas.
Trey Sermon with some production as well.
Trey Sermon went crazy. I was like, I didn't even know we had him on our team. That's the kid from Ohio State. Boom. Yep. Montgomery went bananas, DJ Montgomery had no clue he was on our team.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen said, I don't care who you are. I don't know your name. We're going to win. And this has been a coaching job that I think all of Indianapolis is going to fall in love with Shane Steichen. He's building up enough credit for probably the next 10 years in this first year here. No Jonathan Taylor for most of the year. No Anthony Richardson, which is what you built your team around. You got really people we haven't heard of doing great things. And on the flip side, Chuck Pagano's already calling for Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year. He talks his shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he's mic'd up, he's awesome. I think he'll be joining our show maybe tomorrow, I think. Potentially he'll be on. But he's got, great personality as well. All he does is love ball. And on the flip side, the conversation is completely different.
Yeah.
This coach has lost the locker room. His message isn't hitting home anymore. Even they got notable players, players with names, they stink. Why is it, Tone? Why do you think the Steelers are where they are right now?
It's a bevy of things. I think it starts with the offense. I think like we've talked about it before, if you're going to be bad, at least score points because it at least keeps the fans engaged and stuff like that. And I assume it keeps players on the team. And like when you go in and you know you're going to score 12, 13 points, like do you really go in with a ton of confidence in that game? And like, yeah, you're with your backup quarterback with Mitch, but I mean, it hasn't been great all year on the offense side of the ball. So I think that's just kind of puts the mindset in a bad situation all year. And then the wideouts aren't in a great spot there. It's a whole thing that's just not good.
You've been calling for wholesale changes for weeks.
Yeah.
For weeks, AJ. And it's getting loud. It's getting loud over there in Pittsburgh. The future could be very different in a couple cities that have had prominent names for a long time.
Oh!
We'll talk about that, and also we'll talk to Fred Warner when we remain on YouTube and ESPN+. We'll see you tomorrow for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday as we overreact to Monday Night Football. Goodbye. Nailed it.
Go.
Right on the fucking.
Hot bat.
Right on the fucking screws.
Bring Mendenhall back.
Richard?
Yeah, bring Richard Mendenhall back.
I don't know if he's going to like it. We got some white guys on the team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Too many.
We got some white guys.
Juice.
That was an incredible. That was one of my favorite posts that have ever been posted on any social media platform ever. Richard Mendenhall, former running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all-black versus all-white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT.
So good.
So good.
The greatest.
It's bad timing right now, though, with the best running back in the league right now.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is potentially going to win the MVP at the running back position.
Peyton Hill's had much better stats than Mendenhall.
So Peyton Hill is certainly something.
Had a run.
But I will say the conversation that particular tweet has initiated around NFL circles, okay, is magical. This is something that has really could potentially pull people apart, has really brought people together.
Right, absolutely.
There's been a lot of respect given for that's going to be a tough position. Yeah. I don't know if we got any corners. Is what J.J. Watt said. You're going to have to put safeties and small linebackers out there.
That's right.
Okay, going to have to figure that one out. But if you start looking around at some other positions.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Average white guys tweeting Richard Mendenhall now might have a better team than maybe you had 10 years ago.
Yep.
Much better.
Much better.
For sure.
Stop in the trenches.
The tight end position has really become something.
Starting a 41 look. 4 tight ends, 1 back. See what you can do. Kelsey, Kittle, Hawkinson, Laporta. Who are you going to cover? Who are you going to do?
We're 4 wide, all right? 4 wide.
Whole time.
Who's covering?
Whole
not talking about.
And we got
defense.
Patrick Mahomes soon, so don't even think about it. Don't even think about it for a second.
Wait, Patrick Mahomes' mom's white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, we're going 1940s drafts rules.
No,
all right? You got one drop.
I would like to say this too.
On our team.
I would like to go. That ain't how I see it.
No way.
No. That is not how we see it. That's racist.
You racist.
Son of
we're
a
going
bitch.
back.
You are racist.
This is funny. Disgusting.
One drop. He's ours.
No. That is not how we feel.
Hey, guess who else is on our
And
team?
whoever said that?
Don't you do it.
Tell them who else is on our team.
Don't you do it.
Yeah, we've decided, and I haven't really talked about it, but joining the whites, which we are very grateful for.
No.
The Polynesian, the Ooses.
Oh, yeah. Welcome.
We
are
won,
thankful.
Zeus.
Welcome home.
We are so thankful for that. So that's
huge.
not good.
That's huge.
Guess who our strength coach is? Dwayne The Rock fucking Johnson, bitch.
Yeah.
How
that's
about
right.
that?
It's a hilarious conversation, though, because for those that don't know and never been in there, if Darius J. Butler was to get smoked by a white guy,
man.
he's a defensive back. If a white wide receiver was to smoke B-Butt on a go route, his next week to 2 weeks would be reminded of that every single day.
Oh, yeah.
So Richard Mendenhall putting that tweet out is a hilarious moment and glimpse into a locker room. And that's why you see JJ kind of quote tweet it. You see a lot of ex-NFL guys, like this is standard operating procedure, I think. With that being said, the whites got the running back market right now.
Yes, we do.
Okay, Richard.
Quarters
Hate to break it to
going
you.
to be tough.
You got corner.
Might need some wideouts to play corner.
We need a long snapper.
Long snapper's going to be tough.
Need a long snapper.
Like Thielen could play corner,
Kicker,
right?
kicker is what we were talking about too.
Yeah, that's something. I don't think there is right now in the NFL a black kicker.
All right, so you got.
And you hear there's no complaints.
Nope.
No.
Like, hey, there should be more because the kicking position is so awful.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants it. So, I guess you guys could take the job that if you missed, you just hated in an entire city for the rest of your life. Okay, I guess.
All you.
Kicking would be interesting.
Destroying's a free agent.
All right, put him on team.
Yeah, yeah.
Put him on. He murders football.
Justin Reed.
We could.
Justin Reed kicks.
We could lend the Aussies. Aussies could go on to the other team.
No. We got the Aussies.
They're pretty white, I
We
think.
got the Aussies.
Well, we got since you guys got a Polynesian, we got an Asian, so we'll take.
No, I don't think that's how it
Atlanta's
works.
kickers.
And
Young Wei is a dog.
I think that's fair.
It's fair.
think
It's
that's
not fair, but
So I think what we're going to have to do, and we're just game planning here, I think the whites are going to have to put defensive ends out of corner, and we're going to have to jam.
Bully ball.
Play zone in the back end. Jam up.
That's what I said. Cover two
disrupt their
all
route.
day, AJ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tampa. Yeah, we're just keep everything in front of us, break on the ball.
Us. He's.
Yeah. That's right.
AJ, Rashard, we appreciate you mixing it up today.
Awesome.
I would like to know what the tweets are that he gets, and he gets so mad.
He's been really mad all year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He hates the Watts?
No, he's been talking a lot about because he gets blamed a lot for the Packers Super Bowl because he fumbled.
AJ and Clay Matthews fed him his lunch. That's why.
Yeah, that happened.
That's why I hate
Hawker, you dog.
What happened? So you are the reason, AJ, for this tweet?
No, he fumbled in the Super Bowl, but it was Clay and Ryan Pickett combined on it. Fumbled ball popped up. It was a big play.
Huge.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
So why has he been
Rashad's
mad?
a stud though. Rashad was a stud. Like that dude was. He was tough. It was like taking him down. He had a big hard head. You remember how big his arms were and his legs? Like he was a tough dude.
He hates whites? Is that what he's
Wasn't he a right?
Or is there a lot of whites just talking out of pocket?
I would assume so.
Yeah, who's he talking about? Like who?
I think we know who he's talking about.
I know who I think you guys think he's talking about, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we all know a few of those whites that are probably high school football studs.
Yeah.
I figured he was talking to the Bugle Boys.
He talking to you guys?
Maybe.
I've never said one disparaging thing about Rashad Mendenhall.
Me neither. Actually, a huge fan. He was a writer on Ballers, a TV show.
Yeah,
Big brain.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hey, love you mixing it up.
Yeah. Weapon.
Yeah.
I do assume there were a lot of bad things being said about running backs yesterday in general.
Why?
I don't know. Derrick Henry was taking it on the shins.
Kickers were taking it as
Yeah.
well. Derrick Henry, though, 20 rushes, 15 yards, first time ever or something. Somebody's touched the ball 20 times, had less than 50 yards or 15 yards as a running back. That was a tough stat.
Yeah.
And then he gave a speech because I think they've been eliminated. So he gave a speech about his time in Tennessee coming to an end. What a dog he was for that Tennessee Titans. He was their identity there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a run.
That playoff run where he
What's
scored
up?
the walk-off.
Good cover there by the Texans.
What are you talking about?
Just good cover by the Texans.
It was a great cover.
That was my buy low, sell high play of the week.
On Hammer Down?
On here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It really was.
The spreads.
And it did not look like that was
No,
gonna be
it
the
did
case.
not. And I also said that when I thought Doug Mills was going to be starting quarterback, not Case Keenum. I gave up. I didn't bet it myself when Case Keenum was announced starter.
Well, Case Keenum loves
What?
City of Houston.
He does.
Case Keenum loves City of Houston. He obviously went out there and did his thing. But when they needed a Hail Mary, it was a little bit out of Case Keenum's range. Dougie Davis Mills came in there and took a big-time sack.
Yes, he did.
For the good of the team.
Looked good doing it.
For the good of the team. He
Soul
did.
swinging gate there.
How about Kaimi Fairbairn coming back? Did you see his full name?
Yes, I have seen that before.
I just saw it again yesterday, written out by the Houston Texans. I think they put it out there as because he was back and he hits a game winner, obviously. Big time kick. What a ball. Way to go, Kaimi. They call him Emi, I think. His middle name is maybe 40 letters long.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
There it is. John Christian Ka Imi no o Loa Mecca Ike Oke Kumu Upoa. Kaimi Fairbairn.
Of course.
What a name.
Yeah, fantastic.
Could you imagine having to write that in school? Like as
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine graduation?
Write your name here. Oh, the announcer.
There's just.
That would be awesome. Anyways, he's a dog. Great at kicking balls. Remember, the Texans had some issues with kickers.
Yep.
Trying to replace Kaimi. Since Kaimi has gotten to the Houston Texans, he has been a great kicker for them. Big time comeback win here. Case Keenum got a bottle spilled on him, obviously celebrating Houston with another dub. Great operation. I'm happy as hell for this Houston Texans team. Now, the AFC South has gotten very, very tight. Colts still have a chance to go on and win.
What?
Titans have a chance to go. Or no, they do not. Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance to go on and win.
What?
Houston Texans have a chance to go on and win.
What?
Anybody could get a home playoff game right now. Let's enjoy the hell out of that happening in the division that everybody thought would stink. That is not the case. It's the most electrifying in the NFL right now. But good for D'Amico. He's got a tough team down there that always answers, AJ.
Yeah, they find a way to win. I mean, your quarterback's out. I would imagine CJ, should he make it back for this next game?
We would think.
Do we know?
Yeah.
Schefter kind of told us that.
Said it looked good. Yeah, Purdy, I think, is the only quarterback to pass protocol this year and play in the same week.
TJ Watt did. He was in the concussion protocol for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Still had the visor on, though. Looked cool.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we assume CJ's back.
Yeah.
Which is a big
You
deal.
would think so.
Yeah, he's definitely playing.
He's so good at football.
Nasty. Honestly, it wasn't for him. We brought up Laporta earlier. Laporta would be Offensive Rookie of the Year if C.J. Stroud wasn't so damn good.
Somebody was saying Rashee Rice
Oh, yeah?
deserves to be in the conversation. I forget who it was. How about the Chiefs? They get a win over the Patriots, and everybody's like, are they dead?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Incredible.
You just beat Belichick, you know? Like, it's still a Belichick defense.
What's going on with Tony, man? I feel for the dude almost like bobbles it around. It gets picked. Like, I don't know how you get out of that. Would be tough.
I don't know if he knows he's in it, because he's like super confident. I don't know if he, you know what I mean?
Okay, good for him. If you could like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like you got to make a couple big plays to kind of get over the hump. I feel.
But at some point, he's got to stop getting so unlucky, right?
You would think.
You would think at some point it would stop because it's just this season's been one thing after another, seemingly, and then the offsides, and then a week later, with all eyes and thoughts on.
He was cutting it close too.
Onside?
Yeah, even with the line, the refs. I guess they've made it a point of emphasis now because I saw at least 3 or 4 this week in different games. That Broncos game, they called a freaking offsides on the guard on the goal line play. But
I love that he pitched that.
It's tough for Tony right
Tavai just gets it, man.
D-But, you think Bill likes this? You think Bill enjoyed this pitch?
Think about how lucky.
No.
What are you gonna do?
What are we laughing? Why are we laughing? Okay.
Hey, go back to Kadarius Toney's part of that play though. Look how this thing's on top of his helmet at one point. I mean, so unlucky.
Great route.
Keeps it in the air.
Beautiful route. He kept it in the air. That was a tough thing.
Yeah.
The pitch was awesome.
It's since week 1.
Take it home, buddy.
Yeah, Tavai just knows, hey, I got to make good plays, but after I make those
off
good
his
plays.
face, head, hand. I mean, that's just. And then Patrick Mahomes goes to the sideline and he's bitching about something, and everybody thinks he's mad at Kadarius Toney. Might be about the situation
for sure,
but also he has to be thinking to himself, "How is that? How does that ball? He's running. How is it even balanced on his face to his head, to his hand, to a? How is that even happen? How is that even? I assume he's wondering that as well. Different vibes this Chiefs team than years past, but I think we're about to enter Chief season. This feels like the games they got to win. Should they have gotten a win over the Bills? I mean, the Bills could have answered, of course, but they could have potentially had a win over the Buffalo Bills a week ago. Now that we've seen what the Bills did to the Dallas Cowboys, maybe it's a much different conversation. But it's like they don't look the exact same. They're still winning games. And Kornacki said last night on NBC and Peacock, there's a chance that Kansas City Chiefs end up as the number 1 seed in the AFC with what they got left versus who they got left.
Really?
So we're all down and out, and everybody seems to be out on the Chiefs, and it does appear to be a little bit different this year than years past, especially with the vibes and everything, but it's like, I don't think that's reality. I think we're about to see the Chiefs be the Chiefs yet again, and now that the playoffs are right around the corner, they know that. That guy right there.
What? I'm out on him.
What?
I'm out.
What did he do? He just juked 2 people?
No, I'm just out on them. They're not going to the AFC Championship. That's what we see them every year. Everything else is a failure for them.
But is there anyone like strong enough in it? Like if this was like
Ravens, maybe, right?
Yeah, Ravens.
But they're not going to run into them.
Probably not.
The AFC
If
Championship.
this was like last year, 2 years ago, like when the Bengals were incredible, the Bills were incredible, and there was that. I don't know if there is that this year.
I'm more confident now in the Bills than the Chiefs. I'm with D-But.
Yeah, but the Bills going to get in.
You just look at them like it's just. First of all, they don't put any fear in the teams that they're playing against. I think that matters.
What about your Dolphins?
Walk into it. I mean, they beat the Dolphins over there, but if they played again, I like my Dolphins, especially if we get healthier. But I just don't see it. Even with Patrick Mahomes isn't playing his best football. Travis Kelce doesn't look the same. Now, can they turn it on?
He hurt his funny bone yesterday.
I think they miss Eric Bieniemy.
They need Pacheco back.
Like, need Pacheco for sure. And then the defense was kind of carrying them for the majority of the year. When I watch them play, it just doesn't look the same. Like, I don't.
Doesn't excite you.
It's not even about exciting. It's just like, wait, AJ?
I'm sorry about that, but remember they had some comments. Was it Mahomes talking about like how Bieniemy would hold guys accountable? Like, do you think that's a big part of it?
I think so, and especially when you have, and Patrick Mahomes comes off. I haven't been in the building when, but he comes off as a guy that like wants to be coached hard, wants to kind of have that
for sure.
And more so for him, not even for him, but for the other guys around him. You know what I mean? Because Mahomes is going to be all right, but like the other guys outside of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, I think you do need that type of coach sometimes. I don't know if Nagy's that guy. We know how Andy Reid is as a disciplinarian. But when I just watch him play and just looking at him, I just don't see that same team that we see. Especially we're at Christmas. You know what I mean? Usually they turn that switch
still got a week. It's still shop.
Yeah.
Still shop.
Yeah,
Right.
But, mid-December, I just don't see it. But who knows?
Well, hey, you very intelligent
That's
eye
one opinion.
when it comes about talking about football.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I just believe in the humans.
Yep.
I just believe in the humans. I believe that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and all the other stars that they have on that particular team, including Andy Reid, understand that, hey, here we go now.
Gotta win.
This is all the little things that maybe we've been letting slide all year. We need them not to happen anymore. That's why whenever Tony has that particular interception, I think it's new ground for Patrick Mahomes because in December, those types of plays don't normally happen to the Kansas City Chiefs. Normally the ball goes the other way. Normally that will go through his hand, out his ass, off his foot, left hand, touchdown. That's
right.
Kansas City Chiefs football.
Yep.
That is what normally takes place. I think it's still coming. And I think that Bills game, being as close as it was, is a big indicator to what the Bills are. I think they're very good. But also on the flip side, I think the Chiefs are also very good.
Yeah.
So I'm not out on them yet, AJ. I'm not out.
I'm not out. It does look different than years previous, but I feel like this Chiefs team, if they go out there over the next couple weeks and they just stomp somebody and they look like the old Chiefs, we'll be like, oh, okay, here we go. Here they're back heading into the playoffs.
Bingo. And they have a couple games here where they can do that. Now, low snap, gather, what a throw, Travis Kelce, funny bone right there.
Oh, that's brutal.
It's funny bone.
Don't envy that.
I feel good.
Good catch.
Nothing
good
funny
body
about it.
control.
I think I'd die if my funny bone got hit.
This would hurt.
Oh, they probably. Oh, we don't have.
They don't want
that
people to
was
see
the
that.
angle.
Yeah. They don't like showing
It's like a
that
knee
stuff.
getting turned around.
It is not.
They did that yesterday for Levis. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, they wouldn't show it.
And then Levis just jogged off and jogged back.
It must
See how
have
he
looked
was laying
bad. It
on
must
the
have looked
ground?
bad.
He was laying on the ground like.
Yeah, Keaton
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Did you see that photo of Zach Wilson while he was getting
One of my favorite photos of all time.
the Zach Wilson photo is tough.
Yeah.
Guy on his leg, and then his body up in the sky, parallel with the ground. And old buddy has full wrap on him, and it looks like, oh, this guy's about to get real fucked up, and he does. And the ball's going backwards, and touchdowns happening the other way.
Stunned, no flag.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh
my God.
How was it not a flag? That's exactly what you're not allowed to do now is land on people.
Head and the land on.
Yeah, well,
Jeez.
that ball's out.
I'm not calling for a flag. I'm just Chubb did what he did. Like
Is it-
it's hard to avoid that, but still.
Is it? What they call it like a runner because he tried to escape?
Still in the pocket.
Oh, maybe.
Still in the pocket.
Killed
though.
him. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely. And look at Christian.
Yeah.
And they said head injury, no concussion.
Yeah, no
That was
concussion.
interesting.
Just had a fractured skull, brain bleed.
Yeah.
Now he's just dehydrated, they said. Left early, he's dehydrated.
Hot downer.
You can see how you lose some water out of your body when that happens.
Standing in the
Pissing
sun.
yourself.
Sweet boy.
That's it.
He is a sweet boy.
Sweet boy.
Hey, Zach, you're a sweet boy. I don't deserve that.
Oh, you Zach.
Sorry, Zach.
All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, we got overreactions. We got Fred Warner. I think we've covered damn near every game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, true. We do have to talk about that.
Oh, it's over.
I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Good run.
Feels like it.
That.
I don't love just giving up on something so special like that. But it got ugly, quick.
Yeah.
And Stellato had to leave the sideline, too. It is.
Sorry, what?
Stellato had to go check on his guy.
Yeah. Said he was too distracting.
How's your family? Beat up, thanks.
Yeah.
And then they walked off.
Did you see his sweet patch that he had sewn on his jacket?
Gold jacket, green jacket.
Yeah, that's what happens, Tony. When you get an Italian Hall of Fame jacket, they sew a patch onto it.
I wouldn't know.
Well, especially with you not going to the Steelers game this weekend in New York City. People are
Damn, it's a bad week for Paisans.
Couldn't have-
Big Dom.
Couldn't have been more unfortunate.
Oh, you're right.
Big Dom.
Not to mention.
How is that fair?
I don't understand that at all. They're acting like he fucking killed somebody.
How is Big Dom going to get suspended from the sideline for the rest of the season? What are we talking about? Big Dom is a staple of that sideline. Why is it? You see how the Eagles have played since he's been.
Yeah, not good.
It has been a tough week for Italians. Not to mention Christmas coming up. They killed Jesus.
They hired.
Well,
That's pretty nuts.
Well, you're welcome. That's the only reason there is Christmas. So
No, Christmas because he was born.
Yeah.
win for us.
I don't know about the killing part.
Easter would be what you're.
Yeah, Easter.
I don't really follow the book closely.
Christmas, birthday. But then there is questions on whether or not it's actual birthday.
Yeah, it's commoditized by Hallmark. It's bullshit. He wasn't born on December 25th. That's what they'll say.
People say that.
That's what they'll say.
People that really know.
Yeah.
They're the,
Exactly.
hey, Merry Christmas, happy birthday, Jesus. Well, actually.
Yeah, why don't you
They actually found out when he was circumcised, and they counted back the amount of days until they got on December 25th.
They counted the rings on the
and said that is Christmas.
Oh.
I don't know. He was hung like a moose when he was born. They'd never have any
He's
idea.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Who are they comparing him as dong to? Everybody else is dong?
Right.
He's
I don't
Jesus
think
Christ.
so.
Not Joe's.
An elephant.
Yeah, because Joe wasn't involved at all. He was there.
They teach this in the Plum school system?
Oh, yeah.
CCDC,
They go into it, yeah.
Oh.
I feel like I know a good amount, but not enough.
Sure.
I think that's like everybody.
Well, it's a big book.
About
lot of work.
who they compare his dong to or what?
No, that's just obvious conversation.
Yeah.
Fodder. Do the religious pundits say these things? I hope so. I hope they're handling. Is there religious punditry? Yeah, I guess it'd be every religion.
Yeah. Priests, yeah.
Because they're all interpreting it.
Right.
Joel
Their own
Osteen.
gospel.
Wouldn't he be
Yeah,
one?
that's what the homily would be. Their punditry.
Joel's a good punditry, right? He's a good pundit.
Yeah, but he's a piece of shit in real life too.
Yeah.
So it kind of
Hates
gotta
poor
weigh
people.
Yeah.
Really?
You're not coming to my
Oh,
house.
yeah. 'cause
Remember?
The thing they had J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, Joel said,
Worst
doors are
ever.
closed.
Yeah.
Doors closed.
Not in my house.
We just got these sheets re-leathered. So
They took a PPP loan. They're on the list. Yep, I still have it. Check it every now and then.
I love that. As somebody who had a small business during the triple P loan offerings, just it was being pitched as too good to be. Hey, do you just want a bunch of money? It sounds like the government wants to help you out. Did anything affect you from COVID taking away anything? Like, yeah, of course. We have no sports, and our partners had to stop selling tickets and everything else like that. Has your company been affected? We just want to give you money.
That's all.
That doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
No, we just want to give you money. Yeah, we don't want it. And then what? 2 years later, it's like, this asshole took a PPP. This asshole took this asshole.
The Lakers.
The way it was Tom Brady.
Yeah, Brady.
Yep.
The Lakers, like everybody, like assholes. And then these people didn't get it. These people didn't get it. Like actual small business. It was like, this was obviously always a mousetrap. This was certainly
Whole
that
time.
from the whole time.
what a time.
What a time.
That was a good time.
And how about this? Oh, we got this NFT we'd like you to sell. Can make you millions of dollars. That doesn't sound real either. Oh, we got you.
It is.
We got you. No worries. Just promote on the show a little bit.
Okay.
Do all this. We got you. No, I don't know. That seems like bullshit. Then a couple years later,
It was bullshit.
all bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, how about this coin? We just made a coin. You'll be able to make millions of dollars off this thing. Just sell it to you. Got a platform. This is perfect. It'll be the whole thing. I don't understand. Oh, it's blockchain. Okay. I don't get it.
We already got a coin.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Hell yeah. It's gold.
Abraham Lincoln.
That's right.
Flip that thing. COVID, what a time.
What a time.
Bitcoin's up, I heard, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Market as a whole.
You know why?
That makes sense.
Why?
Yes, it does.
A lot of sense.
There's an election coming. It automatically goes up.
Can't wait. Can't fucking wait. Kornacki put me right into it last night. How pumped I am for it. Oh,
up
shit.
Bitcoin is.
Can't wait to vote.
Okay.
Bitcoin's way up, dude. That's real.
Rock the vote, baby.
That's real. We've seen people cash out and be rich.
Yeah, bunch of people.
Couple times.
From Bitcoin.
Oh, nice.
Have you, AJ? Have you seen that?
I've seen, multiple people super rich after they cashed out.
They have all the answers, though, too. And maybe they're right. But with that being said, it's going to take a lot more convincing for me just to dump money into this thing that isn't real out in somewhere that isn't regulated. Okay, got it. Deal. Give it to me. Well, you got this key. You got this little key. You lose it, though. Gone forever.
You're done.
Yeah.
Nobody else has it? No, okay. All right. This sounds like a good time.
Have you seen the motivational guy who wears the 3-piece suits with the glasses and he swears a bunch and he's kind of like Gary Vee, but he's older? So he is a like business.
I need to find this.
He's like a business guy. Bingo. Explore page has popped up a bunch on my algorithm, and he says, it might be Dave. I don't know his name. Couldn't even guess it, but he says he knows who created Bitcoin, and that if people knew, they would sell their Bitcoin faster than they could buy it.
Oh, Dave does.
Yep.
There's another guy.
Dave Ramsey?
Who would that be?
I don't know.
No, Dave Ramsey's actually
Putin,
I believe.
Is what?
Putin to screw with the West's economy.
Oh, no, it's not him.
That's just one of the comments. Probably.
It's the universe.
Kim Jong.
It's a Putin. It's a Putin ball. Commie ball. Bang!
What does that mean? What's that mean?
Oh,
That means
That
every
good or bad?
Bitcoin you buy is going right in
Hell yeah.
to Moscow.
God damn it.
That's what that just said.
Sell them now.
Let's get to a break. I'm happy that went in. I haven't shot in a while. Pulled my hamstring last week.
Ugh.
Pulled my hamstring.
How?
I was running sprints in here. You know? I was running sprints.
Working on explosion.
Right here.
So you getting treatment and stuff? You going in the Colts facility?
No, I did. As soon as I saw an athletic trainer from the Colts, though, I said, excuse me.
Get over here.
On Sunday at the game, had a suite. They're about to kick off, got a lot going on. Hey, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Hey, pulled my hammy. Bad. This is the first time I've ever done this in my life. Felt the pop, the whole thing. What am I doing? Has the black and blue came yet? I'm like, no, it's coming. When that happens, then we'll start doing exercises and stuff. I'm like, who has the time? I'm like, this thing just going to heal? Is this thing just going to heal on itself? Is that what's going to take place? Have you ever pulled a hammy?
Yeah.
I've never pulled a hammy. Couldn't touch my toes.
Never.
We saw him pull
Never.
something on the internet last week.
Yeah.
He had that interception.
That was a hammy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the hammy.
Pulling
I was
bullshit.
a soft tissue guy.
Did you,
Hammies.
after you pulled it once, did it, like, is this thing, am I going to have to worry about this thing?
like
I've never pulled
You just got to know, because now we're,
I've never
normal
stretched.
humans. We don't try to play 2 weeks later.
Give it time to heal
just give
before
it
you
time.
test it again.
I haven't run sprints in 10 years. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. 10 of them. It was the 10th one.
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah. 10th one.
Yeah, this looked like it hurt, D-Butt.
Yeah, bad. That's exactly what happened.
I should have stayed on the ground, though, in hindsight. Get some more TV time. Replay the pick a couple more
Take
times.
the helmet off.
They want to be a bitch.
Look at DeQuell. DeQuell's down there taking a knee with you. You all right, buddy?
Everybody's confused.
Corey Redding, is you okay? Are you okay? David Perry, you okay?
He's still playing.
Simeon played some ball yesterday.
Yeah.
Now I
some
know
things.
why earlier you said, Simeon had some good years in Denver. That's why you said it.
Oh, I said,
Yeah.
he had a couple solid years in Denver.
Okay. Oh, what a play. You knew that was coming.
Ready? I had a blitz, and I saw Sanders come over. He was a little deep. Ouch!
Simeon was
He didn't even touch me either. Should have pitched it back. That's what somebody told me. Oh, come on. Have some awareness. Pitch it back. Oh, okay. You never tore a fucking hamstring.
How long until you're back? Did it heal itself?
I think 2-3 weeks. No, I was a dry needle guy. Dry needling, acupuncture.
Acupuncture?
Yeah.
I like that. Nice.
Is this thing going to heal itself?
Yes.
All right, sweet. I do got this little ball down here at the bottom.
Yeah. Did they say
Is it
about
low or high? Or mid?
To be honest, it has hurt from ass cheek to knee.
Yeah.
Different times. Like at the beginning it was high. Then that son of a bitch has moved down now. I don't know. I'm in trouble.
At least you're not going through it alone.
Right.
You pulled a hammy, AJ?
Good point.
No. I pulled my groin and popped my calf. That's it.
Groin way worse.
I pulled my groin before. Hip flexor, groin, never hammy though. Never been able to touch my toes either. Never stretched either. Really rolling the dice. And punting is like a full
explosion.
leg up. Mitt Mitt pulled his hammy as well. Second play of a 7-on-7 tournament he was invited to play in this weekend.
Sure he did.
Wait, this weekend?
Yeah. Last week he was standing out here and he said, "Can somebody throw me some balls?" And he had gloves on and he was standing like this as if he was running go routes. And I think Dirty was throwing him balls and he was catching them and then throwing them back and then catching them. And I walked out and I said, "What's going on?" "Just get some work." And then found out he was in a 7-on-7 tournament this weekend. 2 plays. Shorter than Aaron Rodgers' season.
Yeah.
Pulled his hammy.
Impressive.
He's been in that gym, too.
Come on, Mitt.
You're all right, Mitt. You're all right, Mitt.
Next season.
Boy.
Maybe next year.
Is he out there? There he is.
Yeah.
Sweet days.
He said, "Man, my shit hurts." I'm like, "Yeah, me too, dude." It's like, so much pain. I'm like, "Yeah." Wait till you try to sleep. I got to sleep with this thing like bent, kind of cocked like this.
Oh, jeez.
I'm telling you, it's been a thing. It's been a thing. I'm old, dude. I'm an old man.
Theragun or the, what's the freeze thingy? The cryptic thing you put on your, like?
The game ready ain't gonna.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna fit.
None of that helps.
Nah, that stuff's
The
whatever.
TENS unit. Little electrical.
Ooh, the zappers.
Icy hot.
Yeah.
Hey, figure it out. That's what I'm doing.
Boom.
Takes.
All right, we'll be back on the other side with some overreactions and Fred Warner, and then hopefully my hammy will be healed.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
should be.
hoping.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Should be good.
It has been feeling better. You know, I do the AJ Hawk tomorrow morning when I wake up. Things will be 100%. And then I wake up like an hour and a half later with a shooting pain. Oh my God!
Sure.
Hadn't been healed yet. Hadn't been healed.
Not
But
yet.
It's going to happen though, AJ. On the other side, we're going to have the greatest show we've ever had. How are the overreactions today?
Pretty good.
There was a lot of them.
There were a lot of them, yes.
All right, can't wait to get to those. Can't wait to chat with Fred Warner. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5.
Let me tell you a little story about these statistics. Troy Polamalu, okay? Fucking Troy Polamalu. So we had a fake for the Pittsburgh Steelers that was a 100%er. We didn't even have a cancel the goddamn play because it was a 100%er. If we ever end up in this situation, inside the 7-yard line on the left hash, it is a 100%er that the C gap will be wide open and we will just part the C to the left. It'll be a touchdown. 100%er. We're playing in Pittsburgh, the city I grew up in. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I won the punt, pass, and kick national championship, AJ. National championship, AJ.
Congrats.
AJ, did you ever win the national championship punt, pass, and kick?
I think I got 3rd or 4th out of 4 at the Nationals.
I'm proud of you, man. Anyways, so we're there in that stadium, okay? A lot of McAfee's in there. A lot of McAfee's in Pittsburgh. I'm going to score my first fucking touchdown, night game, Sunday Night Football, I believe it was, right here, touchdown. We get into that situation. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is really going to happen. We're like on the 6 on the left hash. It's 4th and goal now. Field goal team's jogging on. I'm like, well, fuck, it's about to. I'm ready. I am ready for this to happen. So I get out there. I get down. Vinny's like happy for me. Vinny's like very excited. He's like, let's fucking go. Like Vinny's excited for me at this moment. I'm like, here we go. So I make the call. I forget what it was. So I start saying it, right? And everybody's looking at me like, okay, bright eyes. Here we go. Let's get after it. Offensive linemen are dead ass tired. They do not want to be in the middle of a field goal anyways. So they're just like, all right, I don't give a fuck if you die here, but this should work. Let's get some points. And all of a sudden, I go through my cadence, I call it, I get down, and Troy Polamalu's fucking ass goes ahead for however long his career was at this point. I think it was like 9 years or 8 years at this point. Not a once has he ever gone to this side of the field over here to the left and stood right in the C gap. Never. He lined up exactly where he had lined in film 100% of the time. And then as soon as I got to like the second cadence right before set, he just bounced his little ass right over to the C gap. And I like stopped everything I was doing. And I literally just looked at him and I gave him like a, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you there right now? And then I stood up and said, we are kicking it. We have to kick it. We are kicking this. And then I get down, and Vinatieri kicks it, and I jog off the field, and Chuck Pagano comes running up next to me. He's like, hey, good job. What you see? I said, what did I see? Polamalu just fucking went right into the goddamn C gap. What did I see? What did I see? And he goes, okay, sounds good. Good call then. And good call then. And then Vinatieri's like, hey, way to go, buddy. I'm like, way to go? Are we not going to talk about how big of a fucking asshole Troy Polamalu is for what just happened right there? So that's.
I saw the angel of death waiting for me in the C gap.
It's unbelievable. What, you thought I was going to run him over? No way. He's probably going to strip me and score a touchdown the other fucking. That's Polamalu, bro. That ain't just your backyard football with your son. These are professional fucking athletes. He'd probably jump over the lineman, pick me up, and run me into the other fucking end zone if he wanted to. That's what he would have done.
The hard-hitting safety of his generation, too. Ed Reed, great cover safety. I don't know that you would have feared him, but
Ed Reed, I would have feared Ed Reed. Yeah, if I saw Ed Reed in that C-gap, absolutely. E.D. Reed, boy, the best safety you ever seen, boy. I ain't doing shit to Ed Reed.
No, Ed Reed would have made the tackle. I'm saying that Polamalu would have shaved years off your life.
Oh, my God. What's the most beer you did in one night, you think, of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on, you don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you're pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused. They'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, December 18th, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! It's happening tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Eagles take on the Seahawks. The Eagles favored by 3.5 on the road, taking on a probable Drew Lock instead of Geno Smith. And will Jalen Hurts play for the Philadelphia Eagles? All eyes are on his shitter, whether or not he's puking and shitting all over the place.
That's right.
Had to fly on his own plane all the way to Seattle from Philadelphia. I asked Adam Schefter who's going to be paying for that. He diverted the conversation to how the pilots had to feel, which is certainly something. If a man has a viral sickness and you're the only people that have to be around him and also fly 6.5 hours with him, there is a chance that could spread quickly. Hope Jalen Hurts is okay. Hope for a good one tonight. That's AJ Hawk on the other side of the screen. The talk table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Calm man, mustache, really doing it.
Yeah, is it still going? All right, good. I'm glad. I wasn't sure with the stubble how it would look today, but I'm glad it's still working out.
I was out in public with Connor last week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people saying I like the mullet. To Connor, he had a hat on. Didn't even have the mullet showing.
No.
So this is just people that have recognized him, seen him in the past, said, hey, I like the mullet. I assume they're saying the same thing about that mustache.
Yeah, I hope. I'm just banking on the firefighters convention not coming here while I have it, because if you remember last time.
Yeah, they have good mustaches.
They have great mustaches. And if you wear a mustache that weekend, you're basically walking around in like fake fatigue.
Stolen valor.
Yeah, I can't be doing that.
April.
I think people know that mullet's probably not a firefighter.
No, mullet I think is fine. The stash is where.
No, but I'm saying the combo.
Oh, the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I think people know you're not a firefighter.
I wasn't sure if it was too much.
I think people know.
I don't know. I think I could pass for a firefighter here every now and then, depending on what I'm wearing.
Well, with what you said about Fireman Ed a couple times, I think a lot of firefighters are wondering a lot of things.
I think a lot of firefighters probably wouldn't be people who want to be the leading face of a fan base. But again, that's probably a conversation.
Fireman Ed is obviously special. He ran towards the flames instead of away from them, which is something that many of my family have done. And I don't think anybody's confusing you for them.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Back in Plum, where I'm from, some people do think that I could be a firefighter.
Actually, from Plum, one half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Dig. Steelers are dead. It seems like you're distraught for the rest of the year. What's going to be your mindset?
No, this game was
Can't believe you missed that game.
It was a bummer.
We're bummed out.
Yeah, because it really was. That was the best experience I've had at a non-Patriots game.
Well, you're not a Steelers fan, so you would have enjoyed it.
But you would have added to our enjoyment.
I was 50.
The reason why we're bummed out that you weren't there is because we got to watch Nick act like an asshole. And then, obviously, the Steelers lose.
I knew a lot of Steelers fans that did go, and they said it was a terrible time.
Well, we had a great time.
It was so loud.
It was loud in a loud house.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping in a loud
That guy
house.
gets on D-Bet a lot for having multiple teams, but...
Well, he was just happy to see Nick lose, I think, and also potentially you. I think that is what Gumpy is.
No, Gumpy is very nice to me.
Nick, though, was certainly acting a little bit out of pocket. You know, we wish
Kind
we
of
were.
surprising.
That thumbs down. I completely forgot about that.
It was this far away from this lady's face. She just had the whole stadium watch her live a dream, crying.
In fairness, I
Sash.
did not know that she was just awarded the Pro Bowl nod. I was out getting a beer, and when I came back and sat down,
Mix
she
of
just
water
happened to be
pal.
walking by, and I saw the cheerleaders, and I didn't like it.
Right? Like, because we're on the, where we sit. Nick's
So
tall
she clearly
guy.
saw and heard all of this?
It was this far from her face. She had to have. Like, she's walking, being professional because they got to go to the other side of the field.
Happy.
Nick's front row. So Nick is literally 3 feet from the action there. They're walking along the wall in which our suite is. And he, not just a boo, thumb out and down across the bow pretty much, right in her face. Boo! Just in case she couldn't hear. What is she going to hear?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you a visual representation.
It was loud in there, and I had to make sure she heard.
It's a lot, huh?
And at the beginning, Steelers were doing A-OK.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they came out hot.
Nick was really feeling himself. And then Gardner Minshew, how you doing? Keep it moving. TJ Watt leads the NFL in sacks, yet another year in which he is doing that. He's an absolute stud. And in person, when you see him, he's a mountain of a man.
Huge.
You know what I mean? He's an absolute mountain of a man. Freeland there, I thought was potentially another Myles Garrett day happening at the Loud House, because this was very early. But the Colts got the dub. We're still in the hunt. We might have a home playoff game.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, you guys are not even talking about that ever. Well, how come? And are you going to be okay for the rest of the year?
Yeah. I'm good the rest of the year. I've accepted our fate. I've now moved to the Connor portion of the season. Ty is now where I was last week. You heard the anger and everything.
You were very mad.
I've moved to the Connor acceptance phase. The 4 phases of anger or whatever.
Grief.
Whatever it is. Who cares?
Well, Tony, people who are grieving.
Yeah, there's a stage in there where people do care.
I'm in the acceptance phase, and actually, it was just I didn't have any emotion. When you talk about like, oh, this coach is getting on me. Well, that's better than the coach that doesn't care about you at all, and that's where I'm at the point where I don't care about them at all.
Damn.
I lost hope.
You still gotta care. I still care, Tony.
Yeah,
No,
what are you going to do when you're watching the game? I assume you watched the game. Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched the whole thing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you want them to win?
I didn't care.
Jeez.
So you're not a fan anymore. You're off the wagon.
You're not a Steelers fan.
No, yeah, for this season, I'm not a fan anymore. No.
So maybe we take the helmet.
What?
No.
You should probably take that helmet.
This is the organization. I'm still a fan of the
You're always
organization.
a fan, Tony.
Thank you.
No, you just said
You
you
just said
weren't.
you
Through thick and thin.
still got
Through thick and thin, you're
Not
a
on
fan.
the 2023 Pittsburgh Steelers, no.
You still
Still
gotta
a fan
care,
of
just
the
not
Pittsburgh
about
Steelers.
the results.
See, that's what I'm saying. You've been saying a lot of this type of stuff, and I think our show got blamed for it. A lot of nasty eyes.
We say a lot of stuff about a lot of teams.
Ben's not going to send you that thing anymore.
7 months.
Yeah.
Hey, that was really cool.
That was
sick.
awesome.
That made up
was
for
awesome.
everything.
Texted Tony.
I almost tweeted Ben and was like, Ben, you're not gonna believe this. He's not at the game. I almost said he is.
Oh,
he's actually not at the game.
Don't worry, Boozy Bruce took care of that.
Did he tell him?
Huh?
He tweeted.
I
Ben?
think so. Yeah.
What do you mean, Boozy Bruce? What
Bruce,
happened
you
to Bruce?
tweeted Ben. You tweeted Bruce has a good time at these games.
Yeah, Bruce lives.
Bruce is the mayor. You know how he was at that Posner concert?
Yes, doing 360s. Yeah, I saw him.
Bruce is the mayor of the suite. Bruce has a good time.
Anywhere.
Bruce has a real good time
you.
in there. You told Big Ben that Tone wasn't at the game in his own city. Is that what you said?
I didn't tag Big Ben. I just tweeted to everyone, where the hell is Tone Diggs?
It was a great question. It was being asked by a lot of people. When Pickens walked by with a nasty look directly, seemingly at my face, I was like, what the fuck did I say? I didn't say anything about George Pickens. And then I started thinking to myself, Tone attacked the wide receiver room 3 days ago, like the entire wide receiver room. And then you go back and saying, like, this team needs to, when he's dressed up like Matt Canada.
Put a lot of blame on me for this.
Tone, you not being there to talk to these dudes was a big deal. I honestly, genuinely.
Talk to who?
Fryermuth was out there.
Yeah, me and Pat. I like Pat a lot.
TJ?
I just wanted you to see these boys that you've just been casting aside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're just trying their best for the Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Mm-hmm. Well, I unfortunately have to celebrate 2 Christmases a year.
Hey, you're a good guy. You're a good guy, Tone.
Who hit the big? Who used the big anvil? Who was the hitter?
Aaliyah Boston, Indiana Fever player. Austin Cauley was also in attendance.
Oh.
I got to see Austin Cauley. He looked very good. Hair perfect. He's in the money game now.
Sure.
That right. Those Mormons, man.
He was my introduction. Yeah, in Salt Lake. Yeah. I actually told him I had a great time out at Salt Lake. Got a chance to meet Ryan Smith. He goes, oh yeah, Ryan and did Big J. I was like, yep. Yep. So you know the deal. He looked good. Got to see his 2 kids. They were very young the last time I saw them, I believe. And it was nice to catch up. Those games are a good time. They are a blast.
Yeah, they are.
It's always better when the Colts win, which they don't often do. Yeah, there's Austin on the right. Reggie, obviously, they were teammates. I think that's his kid in the back there sitting on the metal ladder thing on the one side. They want to meet AR. Who doesn't?
Great flow.
Who doesn't want to meet AR?
There you go.
Yeah. It's always hard to go out of there to talk to people.
Throwback jerseys on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look sweet.
Christmas decorations, too. Lucas Oil looked tremendous.
It was. The Loud House was.
How about that ref, too?
Oh, yes. Completely forgot about this. Ref made a call. Touchdown. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Goes to review. Not touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Ref visibly upset. For like the next play. He gets
so mad.
He's like, I didn't even think about the human factor of a ref making a call and then waiting around. Let's see what review says. Let's see what review says. Let's see what review says. And then review says it's wrong. And then him having to wear that, like, I got it wrong. Another one. They're going to fire me.
Was it the Mitch one?
Kidding me.
Yeah, I think so.
Where Mitch went in and then Naj picked it up and.
No,
this was the
Colts.
Yeah, it was the Goodson one down at the 1, then DJ Montgomery on 4th and goal.
He was visibly upset.
Just shaking his head, like so disgusted in himself.
I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah.
He told me if one more review changes my answer, I'm gonna get out. And then obviously Nick sees how distraught he is, and he goes, "Oh, cheer up!" or something like that. And he starts
Good
screaming.
call.
Yeah, and then I start. That was a good call.
Good job.
That was a good call. You did a great job. I think it was this guy.
Yeah.
I think it was Adrian. I appreciate how much this guy cared.
It was awesome to see.
He's an aerospace software engineer.
Holy fuck.
What are you doing out there, Adrian?
Oh, wait, no, this was not.
We got a lot of IT guys on.
He's out for the season.
Yeah, he was following week 1. He was out for the season. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's had a hat.
No,
whistle.
Bergman is out.
Bergman.
That's the whole staff. That's the whole.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that is him, though.
Yeah, Bergman's not even on the list. Okay.
Hey, pissed. I appreciated it. I was like super pumped that they were that mad and cared about it.
Actually, cool.
I also got a chance to talk to a couple of the other refs that have been around like 21 years. I think there's a ref, Greg Steed there.
Back judge. I love those
Yeah,
guys.
you know him. He came over to the suite to say what's up, actually. He was like, Pat, you remember me? I'm like, yeah, you've been doing this real long, right? He's like, 21 years. I'm like, my man, very nice to see you. They all watch the show. So anytime we talk about refs, I do believe it does make its way to the stripes.
Good.
Love you, Greg.
He came over and said, hey, love the show. Keep doing what you're doing, though. I appreciate him. And joining us, Darius J. Butler. D-Butch.
Smart guys on this there.
Very.
Yeah, too bad they're going to have to quit those jobs. Done with that.
Hope so.
No more dicking around.
Yeah, I would like it to be full-time.
Yeah.
Well, what about people that got good other jobs? Well,
That's too bad.
it's the NFL.
They can't be a ref anymore.
That's how it works. You can't go to birthday parties in New York if you play for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how
That's the way it works.
the NFL works.
Normally, when you have a good job, you don't have a You're not allowed to have a second job.
You want to be an engineer? Sweet. Do it during the offseason. Just like everybody else does.
Yep.
You know, just like everybody else does.
Bingo.
They need to fix those refs. I think they are fixing them. Even though the refs, I didn't see much this week.
No.
The Matthew Judon wasn't too happy with the Kansas City refs.
Oh, yeah. I saw an AI of Patrick Mahomes kissing a ref because they got a phantom 15-yarder, they said.
that was AI.
Yeah, on a fumble turnover, yeah.
Okay, so that's what happened?
Yeah, it was a fumble turnover, and they called holding on Alex Austin, who started his first game yesterday as a rookie, and he didn't even touch him.
Okay.
It was bad.
People got loud.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like, look at Patrick Mahomes, always crying. They get the call this week as opposed to whatever, which leads into what people were saying about him a week ago or whatever. It's like the teams that win seem to get the calls more often than not.
There was a no call on Fields that people were upset about.
That was a bad one.
Cowboys games, I know they got the shit beat out of them, but they had a few calls go to Bills' way that shouldn't have.
Those didn't matter.
Not story of the day, though.
One of them was the that was roughing the punter, but
Yeah, there's people saying it wasn't.
Killer.
How?
That was a killer.
There's people, that wasn't rough. It was more like running into or whatever. It's like, that seems to be.
That's roughing. That's roughing.
One with Josh Allen roughing the passer early in the game.
Oh, you got to go down to the ball. Make a ball on his foot.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
that's definitely rough.
Yeah, you go down to block a punt, you go up to block a field goal. This guy has blocked a punt in the past, so he knows that. He just got two scot-free. He said, oh, my God. Because if he goes down and touches that ball at all, he can run his shoulder pad directly through Sam Martin's sternum if he wants to, as long as he touches the ball. He got in real clean. Long snapper had no shot. That was classic red, snapper going to the right. He gets swam. And then obviously, you go down to block a punt. You go down, hands down, because that's where the ball's going. You know what I mean? Because it's got to go down there to get up. Field goal, that thing's going up. You're not going to get as close. You got to go this way. You got to take that right off the foot.
Like Stonehouse a couple weeks ago.
Bingo. And, the guy jumped into him, almost killed him. So
yeah, it's lucky he's alive.
I agree. Sam Martin's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, older guy. Do they have to find a replacement?
I mean, helmet to helmet. What are we even talking about? Was it roughing? He goes helmet to helmet with the guy. What do we even?
The McManus one was interesting last night, too.
Yeah, when he couldn't get his foot down. I just learned that rule.
Stepped on his arm, right? Yeah.
I didn't know that was the rule, that if he gets both feet, now granted, the person talking, very matter of fact when not, so factual. But he said if McManus gets his foot down on the ground, they have afforded him enough room to do his kicking motion and plant that it wouldn't have been running into, but his foot landed on his arm, and then that spun out from underneath him. I assumed that was going to be a penalty. When I saw McManus out of frame go falling down, it's like, well, McManus isn't doing that for no reason. Yeah. But he was selling a little bit, didn't get it. Kind
of held it up there a little bit, too. Does that matter?
I don't know if
it's
normal.
It right down?
I don't know if it's normal.
If that's normal.
There's some guys that have a very interesting little, swing. Like they'll hold your leg up twice. Some people go kick right to the ground. You have to be able to finish your swing or whatever to get down there. But that's all part of the block point and all the conversation that happens during the season or during the week leading up to it. This was weird. So since his foot came down on the hand, it never touched the ground. If that would have came down to the ground, he would have been enough room in the rule book to not get this call. But since it came on his hand, can't do it. Try to kill him.
Yeah, he did.
What are we doing here?
I tried to take his legs out.
Oh, geez, and that's Keaton. That's Keaton Mitchell. Yikes.
They do have
he blew his.
They do. That's the one thing with the Ravens. That's one thing with the Ravens. Like Gus Edwards has been really good, but Keaton Mitchell came in and kind of took that job. Running back, they'll be all right.
Gussie, though. Hey, Let's not talk about it. All right, let's go to some overreaction, shall we?
Hell yeah.
Every Monday morning, I get to send out a tweet that says, good morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hope it was phenomenal. Hope you got some nice rest, maybe caught up with some friends, maybe video games a little bit. And I hope that the team that you root for in the NFL did something that makes you happy. But if it doesn't, and you want to utilize a post on X as a therapy session, now is the time to do as such. Let all of your NFL fandom emotions out. Don't look at it as if you'll be judged, because you'll actually be celebrated. All you got to use is the hashtag, I don't want to overreact, but Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But it's a good segment.
It is a good segment.
Good segment.
Love it.
People lose their minds on Monday mornings about their teams, and now that 6 have been eliminated from playoff conversation, I assume today got a little loud.
Yeah, it did. It was pretty good.
Became the number 1 trend in the United States. Thank you all. Thank you to NFL for allowing it to happen. This one's from CJ Pronk. Big Siege. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but I'm more than bummed out. We Cowboys fans do this to ourselves every single year. We are total frauds. Jerry Jones will never see us win another Super Bowl, and frankly, neither will 29-year-old me. It'll be mediocre season after mediocre season forever, says Big Siege. Now, Skip Bayless is saying the same thing.
Yes.
Skip Bayless marched right into his kitchen in front of about 7,000 different supplements on the table and threw his Michael Parsons jersey into the garbage can and walked off. He's done with them. He's tired of being tired about the Dallas Cowboys. AJ, how do you think Big Mike is going to handle all of this for this Dallas Cowboys team?
Well, the Cowboys have to look at themselves and try to figure out what's going on the road, and it's what we talked about earlier. But getting back to Skip, I watched him, stomp into that kitchen, throw the Micah jersey away. So Ernestine is filming this, right? She is always his videographer here.
That is the assumption here. Now, he might have a social media person. I don't know.
How many takes you think?
Well, I assume that he might have missed the trash can on one of these tosses.
Both sides.
Takes.
Like right here. Okay, almost miss, right? That one hits hard right rim.
I can't believe it.
This isn't planned.
This is candid.
Yeah, Ernestine was just filming and then.
So awesome.
We don't know if it's Ernestine. That could be a social media person.
Someone was filming and just happened to catch it.
He had some sick shoes on, though.
Yeah, always.
Clean shoes. Did you see all the vitamins?
Oh, yeah.
On the counter? I like the yellow flowers with the yellow backdrop over there. You know what I mean? Like his backdrop, or backwash, I think, for the behind the sink. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Kind of weird.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it, man. Kind of weird.
Is that an air fryer in the corner, maybe?
Hell yeah. He's got a good-looking kitchen. This guy's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, he's got the Anchorman poster in the hallway back there, like a college dorm room.
Can we go back? Is that his fridge there? Is that his fridge
on the
there?
left?
On the left?
Has to be.
That's like commercial grade fridge.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Looks like a Viking, maybe.
He's doing really, really well.
Wow.
All right, let's run this again here. This was all natural. Social media person was like, well, I hear Skip rummaging again.
Hey, he's doing
because he's done this before, I'm going to make sure I get it. Good watch on Dallas Cowboys. Michael Parsons.
Breathing out so loud.
Yeah, he missed a few of them early.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a chance you missed that.
No way.
He's so mad. He was so upset, but his anger just got even more bigger and bigger as he missed a couple times.
So, Big Siege, we understand how you're feeling because we got visual representation of it through Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
And we're not happy about it either. We love this Cowboys story. We thought this year maybe it was going to be different.
Big Mike?
And he gets smacked in the mouth by the Buffalo Bills. Big Mike's going to have some watermelons out there.
Better.
Big Mike's going to bring his A game, I assume, for the next game for the Cowboys. Right, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, and think Big Mike's still recovering from that appendix surgery. What is he, 10 days out, 12 days out, something like that? Like, he's definitely not 100%. He probably still has stitches in there.
Yes, for sure. Don't give up hope yet, Dallas Cowboys.
Boys didn't show up for him. What's that about?
No, they did.
Dude, they did look just completely out of it.
It was bad.
They got bullied.
Like when they lose, it's not just losing.
Stomach bug will do that.
Sickness took a lot out of them.
They did have a stomach bug. Yeah, Siege and Skip.
Yeah.
They had a stomach bug.
Zach Martin hurting his quad. That's going to hurt him a lot.
He said already how I'm good to go next week.
Right. Okay.
He's
a tough son of a bitch.
Let's go to another overreaction. This is PD Parlays at PD Parlays. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Joe Flacco is a golden god sent to Cleveland to reverse decades of bad luck and right the wrongs on the Cleveland Browns. He should win Comeback Player of the Year, MVP, and should be a favorite for the President of the fucking United States 2024.
Hell yeah.
Hashtag dog pound. Darius, is this an overreaction from PD Parlays?
I think he's spot on.
Yeah, why
Spot
not?
on.
Give him the Oval Office.
Well,
Joe Flacco.
I don't know. I don't know if we can go Oval Office just because we've tried the Delaware Blue Hen method, and it feels like we should stray somewhere else. Maybe we set our sights. Maybe we just set our sights on that side, instead of that side.
How that when that came together, you felt so good.
Actually, pretty pissed. It took me 2 hours and 50 minutes to say it now.
Yeah, proud of you, buddy. Now that is Connor's beliefs, and he What did you just say whenever the presidential election was coming? You said, I'm so fucking pumped.
Yeah, I am.
You're the only human on earth that has to get like that.
Well, how can you not? Like, this is a incredibly
People are going to be so mad at each other.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that is what this brings every single time. People just get so pissed about shit that has nothing to do with their actual lives on a day-to-day. And it's like, I think it brings out the worst in
Yes.
people. That's why you're pumped.
That is exactly why
You're
I'm
a bad
pumped.
guy.
Yeah.
You're a bad guy.
No, I want to see it. Who doesn't? We got two prime-time fighters. This is like watching Tyson Fury and Muhammad Ali over and over and over again. And so, yeah, I'm a little
Now,
jacked
what was
up.
that movie with De Niro when he fought someone when he was like 80?
Yeah.
Cinderella Man?
Close to that.
Oh, Grudge Match.
Grudge Match. That's what it's more like.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions I have for the entire political sphere, but I do know that we need to conscientiously not get caught up in the shit. Okay? Just don't get caught up in this.
Don't be afraid to laugh.
It does
That'll
matter.
happen.
Does matter. I get that it's important. And a lot of things have happened for us to get to the point where we can do this. But also, remember, 99% of the things that you're getting pissed off about, you have zero effect over and has zero effect over you. So let's not let it ruin our days.
Let's not bite on play action. Let's not get sucked up.
Bingo.
Well said.
That is exactly right. Let's not get fooled by the play action. Because all that fodder, not real.
Nope.
Delay this another 4 years. And then right over your head. Something's going on. That is exactly right, Tone. Don't bite into the play action this election season.
Right. And if you want a little extra, stuff to maybe just kind of loosen it up a little, go get Bill Clinton's book and give it a couple reads because some of the excerpts that.
What are you?
I'm just saying. We're talking about. We're
Is
talking about
it new?
politics. I'm trying to
Is it a
lighten
new
up
book?
the
Good
mood a
read.
little.
It's good read.
Yeah, Bill says a lot of things about Hillary's campaign in 2016.
I mean, these are all reports from the internet, I
Yes.
do assume. All right, great.
Excerpts.
Let's get back to sports. Let's go to another overreaction. This is from Pacific Northwest Bills Mafia. Okay, they're rolling deep out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Dallas equals frauds on an easy schedule. Kansas City equals frauds in the wide receiver room. Philly equals frauds as a whole. Miami, we're already curb stomp. Bills coming on strong when it matters most and stampeding teams. Hashtag Bills Mafia running wild, brother. Josh Allen breaking records and we Super Bowl bound. Let's fucking go. Not even in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Not even in the playoffs right now, but they have the opportunity to get hot. This is a team, when they get rolling, they are fun to watch, at least over the last couple of years. But this team this year has not looked like the team from the last couple of years. Have they found it, AJ? Have they figured out what was missing for this Bills team as opposed to years past?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but right now it does feel like they have found it. They have found something, whatever that may be, and maybe it was the old hit piece that came out and all of the outside pressure that just got enough, and the players just said, "Hey, this is ridiculous. We actually like this coach. We like him. We want him here. We like what we're doing. So let's go out there and bully people around the football field." So yeah, they have found something right now. And as D-Butt said, we're very close to Christmas, and this is when football really actually matters.
And this is the McDermott's brand, you would think, right? He's like a wrestler, right? They are tough team.
Adversity. Fight through adversity. Keep going. Keep your head down. Grind. Like that's all of it.
Were they not as tough maybe early in the season? Was that the difference between now and then, I wonder?
A lot of distractions. A lot of distractions coming into the season. Obviously, talented. We talk about their Super Bowl window, which I think will be open as long as Josh Allen is there. But a lot of distractions coming in. So, hey, maybe like AJ said, like you said, maybe this is what circles the wagons. But they're in playoff mode right now. They basically got to run the table. So
Josh Allen only had to go 7 of 15 for 94 yards yesterday.
Great news.
Had a touchdown, and he only had 24 rush yards. Had a touchdown, but it's like didn't have to do everything for him, and they still beat the hell out of him. Good for the Bills. Congrats. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Stampeding, good word whenever you talk about Bison.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next overreaction. It's from John Moore at 8JohnMoore. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Joe Barry has killed the Packers and ruined their playoff hopes. I hope he gets fired on Christmas Day after letting Bryce Young have a career day this week. This guy fucking stinks. He puts the bomb in bombed. You really like that last line.
Yeah, I did. And then obviously he added the video as well, which, anytime you can do that, it's going to score some points. But, I mean, there were a lot of people calling for not just Joe Barry today, but for LaFleur as well. And I said, hey, we don't need to do that. Let's keep the main thing right now, and let's get this dipshit shit canned. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but, I mean, I've never seen something unanimously agreed upon like this on Twitter, I don't think. Every single person who's a fan of the Packers. Yeah, maybe Matt Canada. But even then, I feel like some people were kind of maybe, although, no, they weren't. It's the exact same situation. Tomlin had the balls. He did it. LaFleur won't. He's not going to get fired. And we'll probably be back with Joe Barry next year. But it's fun to think about. And it's fun to kind of imagine what could be. But
pretty good overreaction tweet, though. You read that. You said, this guy scratched me right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved the bum and bummed out. Yeah, that was clever.
That was great. It's been there his whole time.
It has been.
Been there the whole time. Yeah. E. Inzer was back on his fastball last night.
Oh, yeah. Had a great one.
I saw an Instagram story post of him trying to call another one of his friends saying, I've been trying to get a hold of you. This coach fucking stinks. Middle of the Steelers game.
Can't watch him. His tongue, it's just disgusting.
There's a lot of things. Let's go to another overreaction.
The tongue.
It's from @Cloud9 Sports. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the new era of Colts football is now. Coach of the future, QB of the future, and owner of the past, present, and future. We slayed our demons and beat Dahn, Mike Tomlin, and Backshots Bill.
Whoa.
All that's left is to deliver Jim's promise to the city. Hashtag for the shoe. Hell yeah, Cloud9.
Is Gardner the future?
He's going to be here.
Yeah.
Or are they talking about AR?
I think they're talking about AR, but
Gardner will be here. He'll have a statue. We can't let him go.
Oh, full situation.
I mean, we look around the league. How many quarterbacks play now? 60. We can't let that one walk out of the building.
No, you can't.
There might be another couple quarterbacks playing, obviously, tonight.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mariota.
Jalen's been hurt. Jalen's been sick for a while, right? This feels like it's ongoing.
I didn't know
since I don't know. Have they been talking about it since Thursday?
I don't know.
That is a long sickness, actually.
I saw it for last couple of days at least, so yeah.
I think it's Saturday is when I first saw it.
Everybody's getting this thing that lasts a long time, though. It's like the cough.
Yeah.
Mucus.
Like a cough thing.
Yeah, I got a kid. I have one of my kids has it. Yeah, nasty
like
cough like that.
Long time, though. Having it for a long
Is it?
time, I think. I don't know if that's what Jalen has, but I'd assume he's got a little. He might have a salmonella.
I hope
Could
not.
be.
Is that
Is he a
new
granola bar guy?
The cough thing?
Yeah, is there a name for it?
I don't know.
Salmonella is not contagious. You're not worried about spreading that if you get it. So you could fly with the team if you have.
Never know.
Yeah, but they might not know it's salmonella. They might have thought it was something else
Well, they just played the Cowboys, right? Maybe you got it from them.
because they had the bug.
Because he was up close and personal, fumbling all over the place with him.
Jesus.
Those are just,
some of this.
Just so negative.
7 games.
Those are
Roy
just
fumbled?
those are
That's
facts.
crazy.
I mean, that's literally what happened.
Yeah, you can pick and choose which facts to present, though. I think that's what we're all
True. Good point.
That was the first one that came to my mind.
Oh, okay, of course. Which
Yeah,
is
we know.
well, hey,
Don't pick and choose, Tony. That's good journalism right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Be like Buckeye Pete.
Whoa.
What?
Where the hell did that come from?
Taking a shot at Greasy Pete? What are you doing?
Hashtag where's
Buckeye
Greasy
Pete?
Pete? What the hell was that about?
Sorry,
What happened? I'm out of the loop here.
What the hell?
I think you just called back the Michigan
No, I
situation
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
with Pete Thamel. I think it's what he tried. It's already been settled. All this has been settled.
Why do you hate him?
I love Pete. I love
Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? Sun God at Spooky Joey. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the brand new Lions are the second best team in the NFC. The defense finally made adjustments and are about to get CJ GJ back. Look out, NFC. The Lions are here to stay. AJ, you concur with spooky ass Joey?
I mean, I do love this handle, but getting CJ GJ back, I feel like that is a big deal. I'm sure you would as well. We know what he brings, not only his physicality, his level of play, but just how much he talks and everything he does. Like, I think he absolutely affects receivers. He affects people on the other team just because he does piss them off. Now, some people may elevate their play when something like that is on the other side, but I think for the most part, it's highly positive what he's doing.
He has showcased in the past to be able to get under people's skin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He seems to love it, too. He seems to thrive on that.
Yeah, and he's gotten
Game
people to
changer.
punch helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, numerous times.
I love him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a great player. He's versatile. You got Brian Branch back there. You add him in the mix with his almost like a Draymond Green type attitude, but still a high level of play. And that's the weakness of this.
Are the
Detroit
Lions the
team
second
right now.
best team in the NFC?
Who do you think?
I think they are.
No.
I mean, if we're going week by week,
They got
this
the
week.
same record as the Cowboys.
Yeah, but remember, it was Eagles, Cowboys, Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles lose to Cowboys, Eagles is dead.
Yep.
We're not talking about them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys lose to Bills, they're dead.
Yep.
So now I guess because the Lions win,
and win convincingly.
They're back in the conversation. Eagles could get back in the convo tonight, though.
Maybe.
They're gone.
They could.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
back in the convo tonight.
They will.
I think Lions have a chance. I think it's all anybody really cares about up in Detroit, right, Foxy?
Yep, just want a chance, and we all know where this is going. We all know first round of the playoffs in Detroit, it's going to be Matthew Stafford against the Detroit Lions, and I'm here for it now. I was scared last week or 2 weeks ago, but I want it now. I think it has to happen.
Oh, Dan Orlovsky had that on First Take today.
Yeah,
I saw that.
He did.
Yeah, first to the key there again for Dan.
You don't want that, Foxy. You don't want that Stafford smoke.
I trust me, he will throw for 500 yards, but I feel like this is destiny, and this is the only way that we can officially be the brand new Lions
That
and have
offense is
the
tough.
first playoff win in my lifetime. It's
Ben
gotta be
Johnson's
the
got that thing called.
Rams offense,
Yeah.
Good offense.
Stafford is putting the ball in hilarious play. There was one where he was fading back left through sidearm right, like 25 yards right. He was put on like a clinic yesterday.
They're also running the shit out of the ball, too.
Which is vastly different than what they had been doing.
Yeah.
Him, you give him some time though.
Oh yeah.
And Cooper Kupp seems healthy now. He's playing well. It's a scary offense.
Puka Nacua.
Higbee was back now.
Yeah, I mean, don't look now.
They've won 4 of their last 5. They're about as hot as anyone else in the NFC.
And the game they lost was a punt return.
Yeah.
Yep.
To the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? Shout to the Rams. This is Zach Zacagawea at Z Sinclair 421.
Zacagawea.
Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but 500 is the standard. Tomlin won superb hours with leftover firepower.
Whoa.
We're doomed to mediocre play until something drastic changes. The locker room is lost, and the Steelers are wasting TJ's good years. Once a generation type player. Leading the NFL in sacks yet again for like 4 out of the last 5 years. It's just getting wasted away over there.
Oh, man.
Is that how you feel, Tone?
I don't agree with the winning with car powers, players, and stuff like that. Tomlin is a very, very good football coach. He is an incredible football coach, but and he did great. He won a Super Bowl, got to another one, but after like 17, 18 years, sometimes like you just need a new voice. Like that doesn't mean Tomlin's not a great coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach, but sometimes things just take their course.
Very grateful for what Tomlin has done for
100%. It's a Hall of Fame coach. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Kind of sound like a farewell.
Yeah, do you want him back next year, Tony?
Obituary?
That's not my decision.
You've made your decision pretty public.
But if you were to.
A few times.
I thought it was your decision. That's why I was asking.
It's not my decision.
Yeah, Rooney's actually listening right now. Yeah. All right, well, tell us what to do then, Cowboy.
Come on, Tone.
Mike will be back next year, and I will support him wholeheartedly until things are either really good or really bad.
Let's go to our last overreaction here. This is from Sports Talk sometimes at NClemens48. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the game between the Ravens and 49ers is undoubtedly a Super Bowl preview. No other teams have a chance. Lamar versus Purdy for the MVP and the Lombardi is in full effect. And I think that the whole world will finally see Lamar hoist that sumbitch. Now, that comes from NClemens48. Joining us now is a man who will be tasked with stopping Lamar Jackson from hoisting that sumbitch. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest linebacker in the NFL, the leader of the San Francisco 49ers defense. Long hair, don't care, talk your shit, get hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Warner.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Pat. Thanks for having me on, baby.
Thank you for joining us. I understand your life is very busy, especially this time of year, and you guys are over in a different time zone. So we appreciate you, Fred. We're big fans.
Hey, dog, I appreciate you.
Hey, let's jump in here. Feels like your team is at the exact same point you guys were last year going into the playoffs. Do you feel that way? Is that how you guys view yourself? And what can get better from your guys? You seem to be kicking ass everywhere right now.
Yeah, no, I feel like we're in a really similar position. I think the thing that feels different, though, is like our offense is playing at just an insane level right now. And I mean, last year they were playing at a really high level. I can't speak to how great they're playing right now. I mean, they got weapons everywhere. And when my man MVP Purd is playing like the way he's playing, it's so fun to watch from the sideline. And as a defense, as long as we do our job, we know the offense can put up 30, 40, 50 points if they want. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now what we can get better at is looking inward to myself as the defense, holding teams to as little points as possible because I know the offense is going to do their job.
Go ahead, AJ.
What's Brock Purdy like? We see him like when we watch him, like as a fan, he seems like he is never flustered. The moment is never too big for him. He's always in control. Have you ever is that how he was from day one in there?
From day one, that's exactly how he's been all the way through. And the guy's made of the right stuff through and through. Since the day he came in here, he's just been about ball. He hasn't been about any of the outside noise or any of that nonsense. All he wants to do is be his best self for this team. And that's exactly what you want out of your franchise quarterback, right? And it doesn't matter how great he's playing or, any type of lull that there's been. He's been the exact same, head down, humble as can be, and the exact type of guy that we need to lead our team.
Let's talk about your team, because on the offensive side, we see Ayuk and Debo and everybody blocking like 30, 40 yards downfield. And obviously Kittle is trying to take people's heads off 50 yards down the field for everybody else. And then on the defensive side, it's like you have 7, maybe all-pro type guys. So you have these big personalities, big names everywhere. But it feels like you guys genuinely really love each other. Now, obviously you've been around each other for a long time, but sometimes that creates even more conflict for people with big. Why do you think your locker room has remained as tight as it is? And what did that Eagles loss in the NFC Championship do for all of you going into this season?
There's a lot of different parts to that question, Pat.
Fred, fucking answer all of them.
Yeah, right. Listen, I think obviously John and Kyle, our head coach and GM, have done a great job of bringing guys onto this team that are just football players, guys with high character that love the game and are just good dudes. Good dudes who are also maniacs on the field. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, we'll smile, we'll shake your hand, but in between the white lines, like, we know how to turn it on. And I think any team can bring a bunch of really good players, like a lot of talent onto that team. That doesn't guarantee you anything. I think the thing that makes us special as a group is the mentality. The thing that we talk about, like you just mentioned, Debo and Ayuk, 2 of your star players, your leading receivers going down the field blocking as if it's their last play, on that field. And so little things like that, I think, is what makes us different. And when you combine a whole group of guys and a whole team with that same mentality, that's how you get the product that we put on the field every Sunday.
Did the Eagles NFC loss do anything like off-season wise, do you think? Obviously, we hate bringing it up. We don't like it. We don't like it at all. And to be honest, as a guy that bet a lot of money on you guys, I fucking hate thinking about it too. Okay? But Murphy's Law happened in that first quarter, and it was like...
Boy, did it.
Yeah, it certainly did. Is that something that you guys have thought about, or did it change the way you guys act or treat this season after how it went down?
I mean, you talk about going to NFC Championship games in back-to-back years and losing both of them in completely different ways, right? But just going through hard things like that, those type of adversities make you stronger as a group. And then people who join the team, they realize the moment as well. They see how important it is to everyone that's been here, and they just kind of follow suit of what's been going on here. But, yeah, you mentioned it. Like that game last year, Murphy's Law, everything happened bad that could happen in that game, and we had no control over a lot of things that happened in that game. So at the end of the day, it was just it left a sour taste in our mouth because we didn't have an opportunity to really put together on that field what we thought we had for that moment. And so coming into the season, having Brock back healthy has meant obviously everything for us. You could see with how we're playing. So we just got to keep it going, man, and keep guys healthy.
Yeah, that could splinter a team, though. We've seen other teams lose in devastating fashion, and then obviously egos get loud and finger pointing starts happening, and it's like you guys all had the same reaction. We had Debo at Radio Row like a week later. Might as well have not been there. I mean, it was everybody, same exact reaction. It's like that can really, hey, it's fun to watch your team, dude. You guys got a good squad. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Fred, yesterday on the TV copy, I'm not sure if you saw it, but there was about 3 minutes left, and a majority of the starters, including yourself, were off the field. The camera cut to you, and it looked like you guys were losing by 40 points just based on how pissed off you looked. If you guys don't get a shutout every week, is that something that you're just angry about no matter what, or what was going on there as you were watching the game?
Yeah, it's not so much the shutout. I mean, anytime a team runs for over 200 yards on you, you're pretty pissed off about it. We knew going into that game that they had a really great scheme, great players. It could potentially hurt us in the run game, and they obviously did that. And we were lucky enough to keep the points down low enough, and our offense is amazing enough to drop over 40 on them. But yes, I was pretty upset with how the outing that we had in the run game. But hey, that's just, there's a standard here of excellence that has been put in place, and we got to uphold that standard. That's all it is.
You guys put the standard in, which is also another, the founders of the standard also still being there. Great for culture. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, speaking of that, Fred, you guys are so violent. It feels like on every single play, and it feels like you're kind of the leader of that on defense. Like you come in with bad intentions on every single tackle. Is that something that you guys stress and talk about? And are you that guy on defense? And is Trent that guy on offense, or is it just a whole team thing? How's that work for you guys?
I feel like it's a whole team thing, honestly. Our goal every single time we're out there, Sunday, Monday, Saturday, doesn't matter any day, we got to play the game. We're trying to impose our will on our opponent. Yeah, the goal is to win the game, but we know if we do the things necessary to win that game, the win will take care of itself. We do the little things right, like trying to hit you as hard as we can, like running to the football, effort, those little things that not everybody wants to do in December, January football. We're trying to do it at the highest level right now, and we know that those little things will pay off in the long run.
Do you know what the record is of teams after they play you guys?
This season?
Just in general. Yeah, your team.
No, I'm not sure. Last year, I know it was like 0-for, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's continuing. Yeah, you guys just beat the shit out of it. You completely demoralize them. They get a week-long hangover in the entire thing. I love that that's a mindset. Go ahead, AJ.
You mentioned that standard. I saw some quotes from you after the game when you were speaking with the media, obviously upset about how many rush yards you give up. That standard, though, how do you uphold that? It's easy to talk about and say, yeah, of course, this is our standard. This is what we expect. But it's like those little things, I would imagine, day in and day out that you have to do. Like, don't make the little things the big things, all of that cliche coach garbage speak, but it actually is true. How do you kind of continue to cultivate and keep that standard?
Yeah, you got to be honest with yourself, regardless of if it's a win or a loss. You got to look at the tape. The tape never lies, right? You look at that tape, and you got to be honest with yourself, even through a win. I think that's what the great part about a win is. You'd much rather learn from a win than learn from a loss. So we win this game, we win the division. Yeah, that's number one, first and foremost. I'll never take that away from us. But then we're going to go in and we got to look at this tape hard and be like, okay, where did we mess up? Where were we wrong in our fits, missed tackles? Where do we get better? And I think as long as you continue to be honest with yourself, regardless of the situation, because some guys, they get false confidence in a win where it's like, oh, man, we blew those guys out. We tore them up. Whoa. Hey, let's watch that tape, buddy. It might be a different story there. And those little things continue to snowball effect if you don't take care of them and you're not straight up with yourself. So, I think that's what makes us great is we're able to really look at ourselves hard and forget the outcome. We're trying to get better.
That's an experienced team. That's a mature team. Mm-hmm. I do hope you guys watched the play where Ward took it back. He looked like he was running maybe a 4.0, 40, maybe a 4, shot out of an actual cannon. I mean, he fucking pulled away out of this thing. What a stud. You guys are loaded on that defensive side, Fred.
Yeah, that's all pro Mooney right there. I think that's probably one of the biggest plays in the game. You see the score at 7-7, tie ball game in the first quarter, and that kind of flipped the momentum for us. And we've been talking about it all year. Coach Wilkes talking about wanting to score on defense. That's our first score on defense this year. And Mooney has been unbelievable all season, but he's been talking about wanting to get those interceptions up, right? He keeps getting the pass breakups, but he wanted to take some home. Yesterday, he took it home in a big way.
Let's talk about defensive coordinator Wilkes, because he was maybe going to be the head coach of Carolina. Mm-hmm. They say no. You lose D'Amico to Houston. What is been the difference between D'Amico and Wilkes, or this defense versus another defense? Does he come in and say we're playing your guys' style? How has that development been on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference was in my first two seasons. I think with Saleh, he came in with that cover 3 scheme, and then we hired in-house with D'Amico, who obviously knew the cover 3 scheme, and we did it at a high level. With Coach Wilkes, he came in here and was such a humble cat. He came in here, was like, no, I'm going to learn what you guys do. I'm not bringing anybody with me. Everybody that's been here is going to be here. I'm going to learn everybody. I'm going to learn this scheme, and we're going to do it at the highest level. And I can't speak enough to how great of a leader he's been to us in the room, just in 1 year's work, right? And we're continuing to get better, continuing to be honest. And I love that me and him have this constant flow of communication with one another, where if I say something to him, it actually means something, and not to say that it hasn't in the past, but like you could just tell when somebody's a really genuine human being. And so we're going to continue to get better. I'm not worried about, dips and lows. That's just what happens when you're having new pieces, to the puzzle. But I think we've been doing a really good job.
Yeah, we're seeing what's going on in different teams whenever they change their defense coordinator. Haven't really talked about this just because you guys are seemingly always dominant. He goes from booth to sideline, right? Or did he go sideline to booth? I forget the change.
Booth to sideline.
Because you wanted to yell at him in his face, or what?
That's something he wanted to do, man. He decided he wanted to come down and look us in the eye and be down there for little in-game adjustments, and I think it's helped in a big way.
I always thought maybe those people didn't have good daps. You know what I mean? Keep him in a booth.
Right.
Don't want to have to do that. He's got good, clean. Yeah, all right.
I'm happy boy. Clean as it can get.
I'm happy to hear that. D-Bud has a question for you, Fred.
Denzel. Yeah, Fred, you've been doing it at a high level for a long time now. AJ pointed out on All-Pro Mooney's second pick, that drop you had. So I think you'll be one of the examples for the younger generation of, hey, this is what I want to be as a linebacker, running to the ball, being in a position. Who were those guys you looked up to that you kind of modeled your game after coming up?
Man, I appreciate that, first of all. Early on in my career, I was just trying to find my way on that field, and guys that I was looking up to try to pull pieces of their game to my game was, Bobby Wagner, Luke Kuechly, two of the best in the league, who happened to be in the same conference that I was in. So early on, all talks about Pro Bowl and all that stuff was off the table because they had that on lock. But yeah, man, I mean, those are two of the best in the game to ever do it. And I was right there front and center, being able to watch these guys, watch their tape. And obviously Bobby, playing him twice a year. I'll never forget my rookie year. We're in Seattle and they're down on the goal line. Our offense is charging down the field, and they're in the red zone. Bobby takes a pick and houses it for like 100 yards down our sideline, and I'm standing there watching it like, God, this guy's it's amazing.
This guy's everywhere.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, man, so that's been like a big brother to me now, like having his number, being able to communicate with him and stuff like that has been super humbling, and I'm so grateful to him. But, those are two of the best that I've always kind of looked at.
Hey, Fred, they said the game has gotten soft. So I would like you to take this time, let people know that that's bullshit if you'd like.
Yeah, all right. You said it right there.
Is it hard? Is it hard though? Is it hard with all the rule changes and inconsistencies and everything? How do you manage all of that without like overthinking or overanalyzing anything?
Stop hip drop tackling.
Yeah, stop hip drop tackle.
That's crazy. That one right there. I mean, I can understand like the helmet to helmet stuff, like obviously keeping your head up and those sort of things. The hip drop thing is like, you never go into a tackle saying, I'm going to purposely drop my weight on the back of a defender. It's like, in that situation, you're so like, you just want to get the guy down by any means. It's not like you're purposely trying to hurt the guy, right? And so it is hard as a defender. But you gotta play the game the right way. I think the thing that gets lost in this game is, playing with a high amount of effort. I think that's what separates guys. I think that's what helps separate me. In my game is just running to the football, man, and trying to arrive with bad intentions, like you mentioned. The art of finishing is being lost a little bit. So I think if we keep that up, then we have no problem.
I love that. I love to hear that. When I watched you guys play against the Seattle Seahawks last year, Thursday Night Football, Brock Purdy hit George for 2 touchdowns. I think that was whenever the whole train was getting started. I think the thing I love most about your team, your defense, was everybody's to the ball, in the frame. There's 10 guys, 9 guys in the frame, which is always good. But then you guys were shit-talking, too. Like, it was a reminder afterwards. You guys have a blast. It feels like your team has a great time playing football together out there, the defense more specifically.
A great time. And I'd say offense and defense. You see guys like, you keep mentioning Kittle. He just a ball of energy, ball of fun. And then defensively, yeah, man, when you love what you're doing and you love who you're doing it with, it's so easy to be out there making plays, having fun, doing the celebrations. And it's not about just having fun when you make a play. It's like having even more fun when your teammate makes a play, and I think that's what really makes a special group. And I heard Tom Brady say one time, he's like, man, you're scared of the team that you look over and they're celebrating with every one of their teammates is celebrating with each other after a big play. because you're like, oh man, that team loves each other. Like you got to be careful with those teams. You know what I'm saying? So we take that real personal.
Yeah, it's a message to the other team whenever you're celebrating. Bill Belichick, actually, in one of the documentaries, Do Your Job, he was talking to the team, circling, like, what do you think this sends to the other team when nobody's celebrating? What do you think this message sends? You guys do it. You got a lot to celebrate over there.
Yeah.
You got a lot to celebrate over there. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Fred, speaking of Seattle, there was a report that came out after the game that Coach Shanahan basically said, like, hey, whichever one of you guys gets under DK Metcalf's skin and kind of causes him to break, you're going to get a little extra something for Christmas from me. Obviously, we saw what happened. He gets tossed. Just curious, is that true? Do you know, is Coach Shanahan getting you something sweet? And then to Pat's point, like, are you surprised that type of stuff doesn't happen more often because you guys are so frequently beating the shit out of teams and also talking shit while you're doing it?
Yeah, no, I mean, that whole thing is kind of fake news.
Oh, come on!
Damn, cool.
That was fun.
No, that's fake news through and through. That never happened. And if you even watch the game, like none of us are antagonizing DK at any point in that game. Like if you call antagonizing, like Diamador Lenore, like breaking up a pass or something, like if that's antagonizing, I don't know if that is. But me and him had our own separate thing at the end of the game, and that was what it was. Boom, and on to the next. But that whole presence and all that stuff, that's fake news.
He gave you a good belly to back. Mm-hmm. It was a good belly to back suplex. Kurt,
he did. He absolutely did. It wasn't very fun.
Hey, Brock Lesnar gets a hold of you, Suplex City.
Just as bad.
Hey, you're up for Defensive Player of the Year this year, man. I am so pumped, and I don't want to say like proud, but legitimately watching you play football is fun, dude. It is. We all enjoy it a lot. And you said play the right way. It seems like you do that, and you got a squad around you that is about to go on a run. I'm not jinxing anything, but I will once again lose a shit ton of money if you guys don't go.
Don't jinx us, Pat.
Don't jinx us, man. You're right. I'm not doing it.
Don't say another word.
All right. Well, good luck the rest of the way. You're the man. Thank you for spending some time with us, Fred.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Warner.
Yeah, Fred.
Ravens been the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said don't say another word.
I'm not. I just said the other team.
Okay.
Ravens been the most throughout the entire year. Haven't been on primetime much, so people don't really know it. Mm-hmm. Haven't really talked about it. They still lost some games, but everybody has this season. And then on this side, the Niners have been.
Oh yeah,
they're the same team they were last year.
It's pretty cool in Mendenhall's game that Fred's going to be our starting middle linebacker because he's Mormon.
That's right. And Mormon is the whitest thing of all time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sorry, D, but
correct.
That's true.
We told you what decade we're going with. All right, Fred is with us.
No, that wasn't.
We're not doing.
We don't agree with that.
Right?
Nope. Our team wouldn't play in the NFL in the 40s because of those rules.
Yeah, we'd be so disgusted.
That's right. We would
go back and look at all 40s decade teams, all decade teams. I guarantee you don't see a motherfucker like me.
Exactly, and that's why we would not allow our team to play. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd be we're disgusted by that.
Mm-hmm. Even hearing it.
Appreciate
we don't even like hearing that. Yeah, exactly. Just the thought of that happening is wild.
Not happening for us.
And we got to remember that was not that long ago.
Let's say 50s actually, because 40s there was a lot going on. So
there was a ton.
What happened?
A couple wars.
WW2.
Heard of it?
Oh. They use U-boats, also known as submarines.
Mm-hmm. We won.
You're damn right. People forget about that.
2-0, baby.
Yeah, we had to step in because there's one country that a lot of people come from, I would say, doing some terrible things. Italy, looking at you.
Oh, yeah, that's who started it.
Nope, they were part of it.
Certainly joined.
Why don't you go down to Africa, see what they say about the Italians?
Their hands were forced.
Who, the Italians?
Mm-hmm.
Mussolini?
Just like any other time in history where they're on the wrong side, their hands were forced.
Viva l'Italia.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That Italian story with DeVito seems to be dead. I'm not happy about it.
Who do they have?
Timing, too.
I'm not happy.
Who do they have this?
His agent saying Tommy DeVito doesn't get out of bed for less than $20K.
Well, yeah. Tough.
Did he say that?
Did you hear about this story? He was supposed to make a beard somewhere for $10,000. We're in a different time now. It's $20,000.
He's not wrong.
The family couldn't afford it. My first reaction was should have went to 15. Should have went immediately to 20. 20's a hard sell after 10's already agreed to.
Mm-hmm.
But they tried to just get a little bit more. Tried to strike while the iron was hot. I respect it.
Yeah.
It did not work out, though, because he lost his for show money looking for Mo money.
Mm-hmm.
And now he ended up with No money.
It's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Now the price. I mean, the family should reach back out now. Hey, how's the $5,000 sound? How's that sound?
Huh? Get Tommy DeVito and Sean Stallone.
Yeah, how about that? Cutlets?
Get cutlets and agent, though.
That's right.
Is that how you say agent in Italian?
Agento.
Agento?
Yeah.
Probably.
Agenti.
Before we get out of here, we have to celebrate somebody who is so incredibly important to everything we do around here.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of shit, he has once done that in his pants while being live on this particular program.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday to Ty Schmidt.
Wow.
Thank you.
Ty, happy birthday, Ty.
Happy birthday, Ty.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ty. Bill said, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Happy
back, Bill.
birthday to you. I just saw Bill sprinting out there.
Bill made that cake.
Ty, we're incredibly thankful for you, buddy.
What?
We're excited for the next year around the sun with you. It's only going to get better. This year, no dumps in your pants.
Hell yeah.
Only laughs and good times. And we're incredibly grateful for you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. It's very, very kind.
Sorry the Packers couldn't show up for you on your birthday eve.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You gave a pretty pissed off rant today on your birthday. I would have hoped for a little bit more positive vibes, but we appreciate the hell out of you, bub.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys very much.
Connor, how about him?
I mean, I just found out it was his birthday, so I'm pumped for him.
Yeah, you should have seen what we were all like when we were trying to figure out where the cake was coming from.
Have we
About
seen
20 minutes ago.
Have we seen what the cake says?
So the cake is certainly from something else.
Yeah, it's an older cake. So that's
happy,
okay.
happy first day of the NFL season, boys.
Yeah, it's been around. There's another cake on its way, but delivery service.
Wait, has that been sitting in a freezer or something?
Absolutely has. That was a decision that was made, okay, not too long ago.
Smart.
Had to get it done.
Had to get it done.
Smart.
Had to celebrate our guy.
I love it.
There's an actual cake coming, though. I don't think we should eat that one. Dairy involved.
It looks pretty old.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
The cardboard?
Anyways.
On the bottom, yeah, sure.
Hey, happy birthday, bub.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Love you, Ty.
All right, we're going to get the hell out of here. AJ, great work today, bud. Did you sing happy birthday with us?
I don't think.
Oh, yeah, I was singing the whole time.
Bill didn't for sure.
Check the tape. Bill took off on you, but I sang.
Bill tried to knock down the little bat thing.
He did.
I didn't see any levels coming from AJ during the happy birthday.
Oh. Funny enough.
Check the tape. You'll see me singing.
Why don't you put your hands up when Wiz Khalifa says it? Why don't you celebrate somebody's birthday whenever we're singing, AJ?
Packers fan nonetheless.
Yeah, a guy who supported you through thick and thin.
Bingo. Through those defenses that suck.
That's why I sang for him. I sang for Ty, believe me.
Packers owner.
That's right.
Paid your
bill.
Paid your
Yeah.
paychecks.
Stuck by you
Signed my check.
when you were washed.
You weren't washed. You weren't ever washed. Let's make our picks for tonight. Let's see how we're. We'll get D-But's pick first.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Another one.
This is electric.
We might be the closest in the history.
Yeah.
Each week.
This is a massive week, too, if you just look at what those overall records are.
Yeah, 7-4-4 looks vastly different than 5-6-4. Oh no!
Bingo. Yeah, we got a.
Got to get this one right. Got to get this one right. All right, D-Butt, tonight, the Philadelphia Eagles, maybe with Jalen Hurts, take on the Seahawks, maybe with Drew Lock. How do you see it going as the Eagles are favored by 3.5 in the almost loudest stadium in the NFL, right behind the Loud House, Lucas Oil Stadium, loud as Seattle?
Two defensive secondaries not doing too great. Give me the home team. Seattle plus 3.5.
Wow. Jeez, I did not expect that.
Yeah, Drew Lock didn't.
Remember, the Eagles were his team, one of his team.
Yeah.
Eagles are still my team. I think they win.
Not anymore. They just.
Seattle covers.
Feels like a stipulation game.
AJ,
Quarterbacks, yeah, definitely stipulation.
who do you like?
Neither of these quarterbacks, it's possible that neither of these guys play, right?
Yes.
Certainly possible.
Seemed like Geno definitely not playing, is what it felt like.
Yeah, Drew Lock.
Shefty's got
I'll take the Eagles minus 3.5 on the road. I think Jalen goes. Jalen fights through it. He figures it out.
Okay. I will take the Eagles minus 3.5. This segment is over. All right, AJ. Thank you,
I'll
buddy.
take Seahawks plus
I got
3.5.
Seahawks plus 3.5 then too. You know, now that I've reconsidered. Who do you got? Final answer, AJ.
Final answer. Give me Yeah, I'll stick with Philly. Nah, give me Seattle. Yeah, Seattle. I got to go though. So
you got Seattle.
I'll have to drop off. Yeah, give me Seattle.
Okay, he got Seattle plus 3.5. We could drop him off. That's completely okay.
Who do you got?
I will take
still
Seattle
here.
plus 3.5.
All right.
My audio's still here, right?
I will take Seattle plus 3.5 as well. We're all on Seattle tonight.
Here we go, Seattle.
All right, let's go Philly. I'll take Philly.
What's that?
It doesn't matter what I say.
We wrote it in pen, so
Who do you have?
So who do I have? Let me see. All right. Yeah, give me Philly.
All right, AJ's got Philly. Thank you for today, AJ. You did great.
good work, AJ.
Good job, guys.
Great.
Great day. Happy birthday, Ty.
Hang up on it. All right, AJ. Thank you.
AJ.
Boy Hawker.
AJ's got Philly. All right. Could you guys hear what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I tried to mute it.
Shit.
I'll take Philly minus 3.5.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Me and AJ feel the same way. You know what I mean? These games are getting pretty difficult to pick, though.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
You know? They're getting pretty difficult to pick. Some of the teams that I picked this week, I was like looking back while the games are going on. I'm like, why did I think that? It's like, because I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the Patriots, why do I think that? Well, we never fucking know.
Yeah.
We have no idea
Right.
what's going to happen.
Well-
Night should be wild.
And New England closed at 10. Just
10.5, actually. I think,
Yeah,
in
so
some
that,
places.
that would be a win, but
We're fair to AJ. All right, D-Bud. Good luck to your Seattle Seahawks tonight.
No, not my Seattle.
Yeah, you picked them. You're the only one who picked them out of all of us.
you went against your own team, so now that's your new team for that team.
That's how it works.
They replace the Eagles for you.
Transitive property again.
Yeah.
Here, Universe, right now.
TPE.
Ooh.
All right. You can be a fan of both teams, I guess.
For now.
Yep.
Especially with Susai.
Who put air in that ball?
Yeah, I think it bounced real high.
Here's the
The
problem.
kickball.
Here's the problem with the air in the balls. You got to overinflate.
Because they lose.
There it is.
There it is.
We'll do a big giveaway towards the middle of the week for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hanukkah's over.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What is it? Ramadan? The 26th?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, there it is.
All right. We'll do one later.
Okay.
I got to get dialed in. It'll be a big one.
40% from threes.
Very good.
Is that what I just went there?
Yeah.
3 out of 5?
It's all fake.
Yeah, it's
Are
all
you 3 or 5?
I think so. Well, no.
2.
3 out of 6, I think.
3 out of 6. Yeah.
That's even better.
50%.
50, even better.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's from like the 4-point line, big three.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am elevated, so I'm like 7 foot tall.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like Wemby.
Yeah.
How they suck.
Yeah. No, I mean, we saw it. They don't pass.
He's good.
He's fake dunking.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Wemby's good.
They'll force feed him next year, and they'll be good.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's enjoy tonight. We'll see you tomorrow with Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. He had a lot of
that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that.
chewing gum.
Yep.
But we also saw that video of him going up on his toes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Up on his toes from my Rocky 83. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye.